Your shadow stretching on the floor while the sun gets low. I got a feeling that the glow deep inside my core needs to breathe to flow. We push it right on through. I know you need it too.
I'm so good at pretending. Keep on smiling in my tiny bubble, like a movie without ending. Spending time like it was going backwards. Bruises covering my walls, but they fall down. Diving deeper in the books that we read blind. Breathing in and breathing out to get smarter. Not working out for me, yeah. Meditation through the yoga lessons, going greener by the minute. Soon I can't wear any other colors. Bruises covering my walls, but they fall down. Diving deeper in the books that we read blind. Breathing in and breathing out to get smarter. Not working out for me, yeah. Fire.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started, guys. Hope you're doing well tonight. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. Let me go ahead and pull over, I guess, some alerts going on. Let me turn the music down and get to our main chart page. What's up, guys? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. We have a new interface just for the weekend. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Orfati in the house. Tess Pierce. Nice. Nice to see you in the house. Let's go ahead and turn the music down. How do I do that? It's good music, huh? It is not bad. Let's see if I can turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, guys, we're going to go over technical analysis, okay? TA, they call it TA, right? Technical analysis. We want to go over essentially the pricing behavior within the conformance of what's used on Wall Street. Very plain vanilla, straightforward response. What is technical analysis? It is pricing behavior essentially analyzed, okay, as it's been formulated and as it's been digested and implemented via the techniques in Wall Street, okay? So there's no bones about it. It's not, well, we found this on Google. Well, we found this on this is on the back of a menu at Denny's. Well, this is technical analysis. This is what goes on in Wall Street, period. That's it. It goes on at Yale, it goes on at Harvard, it goes on at JP Morgan, Credit Suisse Bank, it goes on at all the big guys, all the any school that teaches finance on an upper echelon kind of level, okay? Whether or not it's really a community college or it's an Ivy League. Guys, they handle technical analysis. It's the kind of the back door in terms of how things operate. That's how we operate, period. That's just what we do. So when we handle technical analysis, it's not some sort of a fanciful idea that everyone got together on the internet and we decided to use the same patterns and charts they used because they sounded interesting. No, we have a top-line education. We here at the station, we implement things. You see Duke University on the bottom there. You see Harvard Business School on the bottom. So we're I guess in a space that has a lot of people who are developing in terms of their understanding of the markets. That's fine. That's exciting. That's a good thing. I just don't want this channel to ever be confused with any of the other channels that are walking around and talking about a Bitcoin or talking about AMC or talking about GME. We have and if it's not as much fun, hey, I'll tell you, it's fun to make money. So we have a group of about 100 VIP members, over 100. We have 118 plus or minus at the bottom of your screen, that green indicator. And this weekend is just going to become a member now. We're going to kind of do a market sample. I want to see what the exposure is of a channel that's consistently making money for people, because that's what we're doing. We're consistently making money. Okay, the price targets, we're hitting the price targets. Okay, we're definitely hitting the price targets. We just went through an accumulation phase in Dogecoin. We can flip over to AMC, was a big hit today. And I can do a video, which is very interesting. And will it get traction? Well, I don't know. The little algorithm on YouTube, I'm not sure who it wants to really plug in. A bunch of maybe screaming quote unquote apes, but it's not going to, I guess, plug people in. And maybe that's okay. But I'll just tell you, when we hit a pricing target like this, essentially, when we nail the pricing target like this on AMC, it doesn't speak very well of, I'd say, YouTube in terms of their own intelligence, or anyone in terms of their intelligence, that they wouldn't really, say, well, maybe we need to increase the exposure. It doesn't seem like they're out for their subscribers. I have to say that, for their users. And I know a lot of people pay. Some of you probably pay for a premium edition of YouTube. I don't know how many other people might pay for an edition of I don't know. What would you say, guys? What they do is they offer a premium subscription where it's easier to use YouTube. I would think they would want the profitable information like up and out there, but that's not, it's not the case. So, it's not a surprise to me that in a month we have over 100 VIP members. Again, how did I come up with this pricing, with this exact price target? How did I come up with this? I came up with this with technical analysis. That's just it. And it's not an idea. It's not, that I came up with on the internet. Well, it's on. Let me look at Google and see what Google says. No, I use the books from the New York Institute of Finance. I use the books from Duke University, from Harvard Business School. That's just Duke and Harvard are places I've studied. So those are New York Institute of Finance. I've been studying their books since high school. So that's who I am. That's what we do, and we are consistently generating positive trades. That's the truth. Whether or not the market's going up or the market's going down, there's 20% right there. Bam. Okay, just direct hit, guys. Like a laser got just in terms of a sight on a sniper rifle. Bam. That's money. That's exactly what we're going to want to continue to do. Okay, when the market goes down, we're going to catch it. When they say buy the dip, does that just mean, well, just anytime it goes down, just start to buy? No, there are pre-designated levels within the Fibonacci, right? So we focus on those levels in the Fibonacci. I guess the trick is you have to know how to really draw a Fibonacci. Not everyone knows. Some people want to learn in a night or a day or a week. You're not going to learn all the nuances in terms of the overall trends. It's going to be difficult. It can be difficult to know when or where to draw your Fibonacci. So we're consistent on the way up, guys. There's kind of an accrual. I'd say an accrual basis, or part of the trend, a bullish part of the trend. We could call it accrual because people are accruing. They're satisfying their demand, right? They're buying, okay, while the price is going up. If we're looking at the most recent action of AMC, right? Correct. So it's kind of an accrual mode and then maybe a distributive mode. Okay. So during that, I say during the ramp up in price, during the consolidated phase along the top, and during these transitions on both sides, along with on into the retracement, you're going to probably adjust your Fibonacci's and your pricing targets. During the rebound portion and the work back up, as things continue to go up, if they do, instead of settle sideways or continue to slowly retrace, as they do go back up, there's a different methodology essentially that you're going to want to employ for your Fibonacci's. Okay, so it's just going to be a little bit different. Okay, a lot of times you can settle the score and just say, well, why don't you just draw them a little differently if you want to be a little more aggressive or if you want to be a little bit more conservative. You can do that, okay? You can make some blanket, kind of, I guess, what would you say, assumptions, and work those into the equation. But I would rather do kind of what's been, tried, tested, and true. So congratulations to anyone who entered in our pricing target. We had kind of a fallout, and it wasn't a bad fallout. It was at least an even fallout, I'd say, up from a potential breakout on AMC to the upside. We were really hoping for that. We did get a pricing target on the downside. There was no harm during this breakout. It just didn't want to run. So it was one of those situations. It was a big pattern, would have required a lot of capital, right? So it's a big mover. It could still run. I'd like to see it continue to run. Got a little notification on Link. Let's go to Link. Looks like it's breaking down. Not a big surprise. I've got a lot of indicators set so we can jump around today and look at your altcoins and kind of take a look at what all is what would we say? What all is of interest. We want to gauge price action. So I will normally set up a lot of indicators and we'll be able to jump through things. Audio moved today decently. It was one that moved today. AMC was up 15% today. Since our pricing target, we nailed it at 20%. That was a heavy cash position just in general in the market. Let's just talk about in general in the market. That was a heavy cash position. For this to fall out and to get picked up like that, there was a lot of cash that went into this level right here. So congratulations to anyone who went ahead and took advantage of that. It was something that I clearly had let you guys know about, and in the VIP, that's one of the perks. Just, hey, congratulations. So good job. Let's go over to let's go back to Doge real quickly. Or why don't we go to Bitcoin? Let's talk about Bitcoin because I given everyone this chart, and it was kind of stepping on out there because it just was, whatever it was worth. What will we say? We looked this morning at the possible flag formation. We don't, we're going to be interested to see during this stream if on Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's the market mover, right? I didn't find any interesting news on Dogecoin today. I did find some on Elon. Did you guys see this? Just to kind of check in with Elon. I thought this was kind of cool. Let's see what Papa Elon is doing. Incidentally, I hope all of you that are in the room are doing well. It's really nice to have you guys here. So we have been hitting our targets. If you're not plugged into our Twitter, scan that code on the bottom left. This is Elon's new shirt, okay? His new jacket is plaid. That's plaid. It's kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me of the Union Jack a little bit, doesn't it? Almost, huh? The Union Jack, the cross, what is it? Well, essentially London's, England. That is London, England's jacket. But that, plaid is a big deal. We're excited for Elon Musk. We support that whole crew. And congratulations. I know that he has a lot of people who are unhappy and even after him on the internet, etc. Anonymous and all that stuff. There's just no reason for that. I have no idea why they would do that type of stuff. So we try and stay positive about everything, don't we? Yeah, we have a great group here. And guys, it's easy to stay positive when you're making money. Now, we have been accruing on Dogecoin. We're also accruing on, we're investing in Dogecoin right now. Just me personally, like we as a group, we are filling targets on Dogecoin. Also, we're filling targets on, and this is a big moment right here, in Bitcoin. We'll go through why. We're also investing heavily in Matic. So we like those two coins long term. We think it's gonna do well. So we're willing to, in January, in February, what was it? February, March, and April. Yeah, Doge was kind of like, well, it's kind of just sitting there. Right, yeah, you guys know. It's kind of just sitting here at 5 or 6 cents. There's really nothing going on. Well, I was involved a little bit before then. So, it was one of those circumstances. In January, we went from 007 to 7 cents. And so, yeah, in terms of my involvement, I've been around for a little while. And in terms of it sitting there for a while, it's just we all learned a lesson that if you sit with it, you'll make some cash, right? So we're enjoying trading it, and we're enjoying kind of how it brings the community together. So as we look at this bull flag, I wanted to bring up the fact I have stated here, and this is exactly what I shared with the let's look at this, with the VIPs, right? Yeah, the level, the top membership group. It's not one of these. I looked around at some of the other memberships today, and I was like, well, they're not really, you guys are getting pricing targets. You're getting like, slam dunk, like, just, rip the rim off the backboard kind of stuff. Like some good stuff, yeah? I mean, 2X, 3.5X, different huge investments. Like, you guys are getting some good stuff. I looked at some other channels today. I'm like, dude, what? Like 99 for a diamond level to get a shout out. I'm like, all right, well, that's interesting. But now you guys are actually getting some like slam dunk kind of stuff. I'm excited that you're getting it. Hold on about 2 seconds. Let me get just a sip of water. But I definitely connect with the other channels. Like, it's not easy to continually produce content. So I empathize with them, with their battle. But I will say it's not difficult for me to direct quality programming to you. It may be physically demanding at times, right? But it's not difficult for me at all, right? The great thing about this, what's up, Emprise? Zephyrin, how are you, brother? Nice to see you in the house. I sent you an alert on this he's like, yes, sir, you did. On this Bitcoin, we wanted to make sure we picked up on the possible breakout. Now, other people had lugged into, and we'll lug into it as well, the potential for a inverse head and shoulders now is indicated, okay? Right now, it's indicated. So it would have to really jump up here if we want to look at an inverse head and shoulders. And guys, Bitcoin is the market leader. I'll tell you, if you're in a crowd, Doge may under-impress. I've under-impressed people with Dogecoin conversations. Kind of enjoyed the whole aspect of it as well. No problem, right? You just talk to them about Dogecoin, and then when it goes up 10x, they're like, well, yeah, I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I told you it was a good investment. I told you, and they're like, well, it's not an investment. It's like, well, that's fine. People just made 10x on it. So, enjoy the fact it's not an investment. How about that? I don't know what you call it then. But we've had a lot of fun with Dogecoin. Now, as we look at the inverse head and shoulders, it's going to have a pretty hefty price. It's going to come with a hefty price. It's going to need to get up to 38,844. That's going to be tough, guys. Now, what I prefer to do, we're getting into that inverse head and shoulders now. Only now on Bitcoin, just now, guys, not beforehand. Technically, it's indicated, and you could state, I would say, it's a real light right shoulder, okay? You need some conformance, some technical conformance. Again, what does Harvard Business School use? What does Yale use? Okay, what are the Ivies? What, for Stanford University on through like Duke University, okay? What some of my old stomping grounds. What do we use? What do we study? Technical analysis. It's not on a Google page. It's not on a, I'm going to tell you guys, the information, this book I've got right here, it's not on Google. I got to tell you guys, it's just not. You're not going to find it on the details of technical analysis, the fundamentals of it. You're not going to find it all on Google. You may find some of it. A third of it's going to be wrong. Just so we know, 1/3 of it's going to be wrong. All right, so what's up, Jag? Nice to see you. Jag's in the house along with Jeremy and Emprise. Just great to see all you guys. Now, the VIP level, just so you know, the VIP is the specific top level where you guys get all my pricing targets, okay? So if you guys aren't getting all of those, you may be in Basecamp. I'm not sure where you're at, but I do want to keep you guys plugged in irrespectively. Sometimes we'll get some shout-outs, and I'll be able to communicate with you guys in Basecamp, too. We just have a limitation in time. You understand that? We have 100 VIPs. So these inverse head and shoulders, okay, could be indicated, I'll say, earlier here, but the problem is That wasn't even until earlier, what was it, later yesterday? What was it, about 1 o'clock? But, right at the turn after the turn of midnight. Last night, that began to become, indicated up through about 9 o'clock this morning. Then we were looking at a potential head and shoulders. But that really, it formulated itself into a flag, okay? So the flag, and it's interesting because the flag and the inverse head and shoulders are going to have about the same trajectory to the upside if it can be completed. But I sent out, this to in spite of everybody, you guys need to understand, I don't care if my idea is popular, great. But I would rather be right and be unpopular, okay? So when people's money is on the line, this is not financial advice, but it does not mean it can't be financially accurate. Like, hey, I mean, if it's, I'm going to do calculations. If the calculations are correct, the calculations are correct. If the probabilities, say that, probable, meaning probable what? Meaning probable down. From here, down. Probable is down, okay, period. Unprobable is the next level up, okay? So while all the channels are spitting hype and doing all these things to get people to invest, I am very conservatively attached. I would it's like super glue, right? Probabilities. Absolutely. Now, is it necessarily a forecast, a direction? You need to trade in that direction? No, I'll still play the upside, okay? But what is the possibility? Frame your mind around this, and you'll all agree, okay? Listen to this. What is the possibility? We're looking at a bull flag right here, okay? We've got a run up in price. We have a sideways kind of channel for a moment here, okay? That's what we're looking at. That's what we're analyzing. I want to ask you guys this. What is the probability, and you just answer, okay? You just think about it, give me your answer. What is the probability that amidst a major retracement, okay? Amidst a major retracement, okay, and I'm talking about a huge downward pressure in price, huge downward pressure in price, any point in time along this, okay, what are the odds, okay, is it going to be favorable or unfavorable, that we run into a bull flag, okay, a nice size bull flag, okay, that is essentially, it's already represented a 20% rise, that is going to, amidst a retracement, that the bull flag is going to break out to the upside. A significant breakout to the upside. What are the odds of that occurring amidst a retracement? You say they're greater than 50% or lower than 50%? We're in a retracement. We see a bull flag. It wants to break up out of the retracement. What do you guys think the odds are amidst the entirety of the retracement? Is it more likely than not? If we had the whole retracement, during the whole retracement, if we had, let's say, just phrase it like this, that we had, we had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after how many? Maybe 8 to 10 to 12 opportunities to break out of the retracement. Do you see where I'm going? With each, let's say, bullish, but potentially bullish formation. Well, the whole notion that we're staying in retracement means we're failing all of those opportunities. Do you see that? The whole notion that we are literally, now maybe we reach a threshold at some point. Maybe those odds can change. But the fact is here, guys, as we look at this, as we look at the price going down, as we look at the price going down, guys, and around from 64,000, the whole fact that this is a retracement means that you're failing the majority of your bullish patterns, all right? So it doesn't, for me to indicate that it's more probable that it's going to go down, it is defined by the very fact that we're going through retracement. Literally, right? That's what retracement is you're failing all of your bullish patterns. So we have one more potentially bullish pattern. It is no sweat off my back at all to say, hey, let's have some alerts in case this decides to go up. But the letter of like the technical law literally is written to the tune of understanding that I sent this out to the VIPs when everyone else was talking about it going up to the roof, right? And all the VIPs are like, that's correct. Why? Because probability, it dictates, it demands that we at least recognize the fact we're in a retracement, which means our bullish patterns, our strength gaining, our price gaining patterns are going to fail. On the whole, the majority of them are going to fail. Go to Harvard Business School Library. Go to Duke University Library. Go to Stanford, Business School Library. Start researching. What is a retracement? What is a bearish, a bearish trend? Okay, what's the probability of you accomplishing bullish patterns, significantly bullish patterns within a bearish trend? It's not good, guys. It's not as strong. It's not strongly indicated. That's why you're in. That is why you're in a retracement. Essentially, guys, because you're failing all your bullish patterns. So when I look at this, that's what I'm trying to communicate to the group is that, well, yes, this is more probable down here because we're in a huge retracement. So the world gets excited, though. Hey, I'll get excited with them. I'll say, you know what? If it breaks out of that bull pattern, I'll tell you what, and you're going to hear from me all day long that, well, improbable is right here, right? Probable is right here. I'm never going to just dismiss this and say, oh, I heard a great YouTube station. Oh, well, great. Some guy screaming at the microphone that Doge is going to $10 tomorrow. All right. Or he's going to $3 next soon. I have no problem with the appreciation in price in Doge, but I know that real money's on the line. You guys see the girl? You see the girl on your screen? It doesn't say SIM. It's a dollar bill and a 1M, like $1 million, in her bag. Oh, okay. Well, if you don't have $1 million, you might be able to trade to get one. You just get $1 million, right? But you may be able to. But the point is, people have major cash tied up in this stuff, right? I've got, a decent position. You guys may have a decent position. I know people in the VIP who have significant levels of cash in this stuff, right? So she's on the screen to remind us, thumb up, right? Why? We use our logic. We don't just sit there and listen to everything in the world. Let's all get excited and go get a... Guys, it's just some of this stuff is a little much. You have to be cautious. I'll just encourage all of you to be cautious. If you're looking at developing your trading background, it doesn't take what she's got in her hand. It doesn't take $1 million. I tell you, you could get there trading from a smaller amount. I know people who've gotten to 3 million from 10 or 15,000. Just worked an account and worked on up to 3 million. Period. Truth. Of course, he was one of the best traders on Wall Street. I hired him. Okay, just to run a private hedge fund I had going on. So, but yeah, he had run an account from, 10 or 15 grand up to 3 million. That can be done. It's highly, highly unlikely. He's literally probably the best guy on the street. So when you look at those situations, just understand, it's kind of like where you get into, well, everybody wants to do that. They sure do. Everybody wants to turn 20,000 or 5,000 into $1 million. Sure, everyone does. Not everyone can. That's the same thing as we look at the likelihood of a breakout. That doesn't mean you're not going to get any positive price action in Dogecoin. It doesn't even mean that you're not going to break out. But when people go screaming crazy and excited, all these different things, it would be a huge disservice for me to discuss anything with you and to not have sent this to you guys, where it's like improbable is right up here. You guys know that. That would be the definition of improbable. It's unlikely to happen. Probable is going down again. That's just what the definition of the what would you say? The definition of you guys know that. So irrespective of that, it's just good for us to talk about that. We talked about some real key things last night. I'm liking that blue. That blue looks nice. That looks nice. Let me there we go. I'm going to redo that because I like that. Actually, I'm going to stick with this. I like to stick with the same colors just so you guys know. We're just professionals here, and I appreciate you guys being professional in everything you do. I'll take a little bit of a cut on a compromise a little bit on the overall numbers that are included in the channel, etc. If we can get some quality people, and we have some quality people. So that speaks volumes about who you guys are. Isn't it nice, huh? We're not in a riffraff Discord, something like that. No, we're actually, we have some really great people around. And just shout out to all you guys, the VIP level. All you subscribers, thank you guys so much. Anyone who's tuning in, go ahead and why don't you hit the like button if you want to. That'll help us know you got here. We can cover information from the beginning. We're heavy on technical analysis, guys. Former Harvard Business School, Duke University, and it's what we choose to focus on in the context of Bitcoin, of Dogecoin, of everything. We're not new to Doge. We're not new to sorry about that. We're not new to Doge or Bitcoin, or we have some. Let's see what we got in terms of music. But we have some history in terms of investment, success. That's the one thing. Investment success, right, is what we want to bring to the table, right? I don't know what other groups are bringing to the table, a bunch of opinions. They may not be great. I can bring investment success to the table. We have members of our VIP who can bring investment success to the table. Right, not, we got into a coin and we made 10x. All right, great. Okay, well, what happens is then? Well, we lost 80% of it. Well, all right. Listen, we have investment success, all right, dating back years. Handling, major accounts, or, having, returns. Let me say returns. I can prove up easily, $500,000 minimum, let's say minimum $500,000, like 300% ROI, annualized. 300% on $500,000. All right, you see her bag right there? Yeah, her little bag right there in her hands on the left-hand side of the girl, the little 1 million. Yeah, because people invest at that level. They just do. Now, my goal is not to provide advice or financial services at all. If you guys, you probably have a broker. I'll tell you, if you're good enough, your broker's going to ask you questions. If the only advice I might give you is maybe to how to laugh when your broker asks you questions, because we'll spend a lot of time, keep a sense of humor. That's the only advice. We'll spend a lot of time going through the essentials, going through things like, well, okay, what's the likelihood of us breaking this bull flag? Is the bull flag really breaking down last night? We were looking at this all day long. I knew we had, quite a while on it. It could maintain, it could break down. More probably than not, it's going to come down here. That's just it. Guys, is that a retracement? Period. Look at this, guys. You want to play a breakout of a bull flag game? I don't. I really don't. No. You want to play an inverse head and shoulders game? No. I mean, we can try, but we're in a retracement, right? So we could sit here and even play, and get disappointed most likely. We could play, a breakout to the upside and everyone get excited, and maybe it sells, I don't know, but left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and inverse head and shoulders. We can play that like all day long on Bitcoin right now. We can continue to play that and, generate streams and generate different things. To cut against the grain is just to honestly say right now what the probabilities are. Now, for me, it's positive if it goes down, if it continues to cycle through, because it's what's expected. And so all of my trading activity, everything that I'm geared towards right now is that we're operating right now in a consolidation phase, essentially kind of a sideways trajectory, and that we may be heading down. Okay, that's fine. That's in line with what a retracement is. I'm fully prepared for it. Emotionally, I'm prepared for it. It's not going to send me sideways if this goes down to, and a big shock through the rafters, and I have to explain to anyone. See, this is the deal. When the market goes down, we make money. When it goes up, we make money. When it goes down, we make money, period. Period. Right? How did we just make money in AMC today? The group, heavy amounts of cash, guys. How did we make money? Well, it had to go down. Oh, I see. So it had to get down to my pricing target. Exactly. No, and that's the pricing target that I gave the VIPs. And I see. Okay. Yeah. So they get pricing targets, and then when it goes down, it hits that target. Bingo. Right? But the market's down. The market's down. We're up. We entered at this point. We're up. Okay. So in terms of the expectations, don't expect everybody to understand what you're doing. It's not for everybody. Not everyone's going to believe that you have a system in place. There is a system, okay? It's called technical analysis. Part of technical analysis, everyone wants to talk about flag formations and inverse head and shoulders. And everyone wants to talk about, RSI. And, well, okay, that's great. Yeah, we want to talk about price targeting, right? We want to talk about Fibonacci's. Yeah, it's maybe, an enhanced kind of trade technique, hybrid with technical analysis. But I've got the textbooks right here in front of me. Literally, I've had them for years. I've had them since high school. This stuff's easy. If you can't wrap your mind around making money when the market goes down, guys, half the time, what if it's going down half the time? You're certainly not going to have a good time half the time. If you know how to do, let's say some price targeting. If you can figure out how to do this, it's not complicated. We have a whole group that does it, right? Yeah, it's a great group. So you guys are a pleasure to be around. We focus on the price targets. If you guys are VIP members, the top level echelon, that's what they pay for, is like pricing targets and the ability to communicate with each other, right? And me on DMs, etc. I am not going to tell you guys when to sell. I'm just not going to do it all the time. We can go over, let's go over as an example. We'll go over Doge, but AMC is one of the hottest stocks right now on the planet. Literally, one of the hottest stocks on the planet. As you go through a fib line extension, okay, let's go through a fib line extension. Okay, there's about 5 different ways that this can be drawn at any point in time. Just understand that, okay? It's about 5 different ways at any point in time this can be drawn. How did we wind up where we wound up today? Well, we wound up where we are today more or less as a result of the fact that we have more or less, and I'm beginning to, there's a lot of variability on extensions, okay? Most people will lock in some sort of a ratio, okay? They'll lock in maybe a return ratio that they're satisfied with, right? So they'll say, well, okay, I want I'm happy with 5%. I'm happy with just 3%. I'm trading a heavy position. I just want to make 3% for myself or my client. Like, that's fine. You're going to be moving, a couple $100,000. You're going to be moving $1,000. You're going to be moving, $100. Yeah, you want to make, that's fine. You want to book some positive trades? No problem. As we look at, let's say as we look at this, now, not completely, but very closely. If we go on, and it's going to have a little variability in it, but not a whole lot, okay? Not a whole lot. Why did the price do exactly what it did today? Why are we at where we're at right now? When people say, when should I sell? I just tell them, can you draw one extension? Can you get on here and draw one Fibonacci extension? Just one, just draw one, and you tell me when you might need to sell? Because the answers will start to come out at you like this. The answers will start to come out at you. Now, the problem is it hasn't reached the threshold. Are you robbing somebody of the opportunity to experience the trade? And you have to get into things like budgeting. You have to get into, guys, I'm bringing this up. Well, why is it? I see it's in the red zone. What does that mean? It's 23.6%. That's the first level of your Fibonacci. Okay, look, it's right on par. It's a perfect completion of that. There's zero kind of question in terms of if you're going to draw from the, and you would get into the nuances. So you're going from the candle wick, okay, up to the candle wick. In this circumstance, that's how it wants to behave. Okay, so we can get into the nuances. We can get into kind of pattern trading in terms of, okay, everyone wants a solid, steadfast answer. I want to know every time when to trade. Whoa, really? Wow, cool, huh? So, wow, huh? you got a graduate degree to do that, right? Yeah, so you got a master's degree in advanced market theoretics to do that. Wow, that's interesting. Because a lot of people who still have discussions about how this will behave have advanced master's degree and doctorates in market theoretics. So, the pistol whip cool kid that wants to jump up and I want you to tell me when to sell. Oh, really? Wow, okay, cool. Wow, interesting that you want that. Interesting that there's a lot of advanced like doctoral degrees, advanced like theorists, market theorists that literally go through questions like that. So if you're confused, hey, or if you don't know the answer, guys, that's fine. If you can determine how this is going to behave, that's half the battle, or how it is behaving right now, that's half the battle. The good thing about crypto in comparison to the market right now, in comparison to AMC, is what? Well, crypto keeps going. Crypto is 24/7. That's why we love crypto. It keeps going. Whereas the market has a cutoff. So we can draw this to this point and we can say, well, it's the first full expression on an extension, right? It's not too complicated. It's just it's a Fibonacci extension. That's all it is. It's built into TradingView. And you can pick one, you can pick up a copy, get on the internet in 5 minutes. Literally, you could draw one of these. That's just it. You can in 5 minutes. Okay. But the problem with the market, kind of closing every day is the fact that, I know there's after hours trading, etc. But with the fact that, is that really the full expression? It is so far. It is so far. This could act as a threshold limitation so far. Now, if you're getting into a big cash position, I'm just going to tell you, if you got into a big cash position here and you're already up between 20 and 25%, are you really pushing this right now? I don't know, guys. The few and far between these loyalists and these ape-strong people who are now the problem, quote-unquote, whatever they're doing, hey, guys, that's okay. That's their deal. That's their cause, their journey. But I never like anyone to bring to the fact that they think they're dangerous now, or just be positive, man. Like, do only good every day. Like, that's one of the saving graces of Doge. It brings people together who want to do good, believe it or not. And maybe they're doing a great job of doing good, or maybe they're not. But at the end of the day, it is, what would you say? It's just, it's an important deal. So we'll get into that nuance, okay, in terms of, well, when should you sell? People pressure me all the time. I'm like, first of all, you haven't paid me to manage your account. And I don't ever want to be rude about that. But, as anyone as you encounter that, no one's paying you to manage their account, right? Not at all. No. You want me to tell you when to buy and when to sell every time? Really? Wow. Huh? It sounds a lot like me managing your account. Like, yeah, wow, interesting. How big is your account? How big is your account? I doubt that that's not gonna happen. I would suggest that no one. That's not an easy thing to say, but it's just no one here is going to manage your account. And if any of that goes on amidst the group, it's just not. That's not kosher. That's not cool, guys. That's not why we're around, right? Not at all. Everybody's like, absolutely. You make your own moves. We make our own moves. People don't like that. That's fine. No problem. If they want someone to manage their account, they can go get a broker. They can go to Schwab and they can get a broker and they can have someone manage their account. If they can't manage their own account, that's you get the books, you get the resources, you get the tools, and the rest is up to you. And however it's not up to us. So I just bring that up because I want people to know that. So I'll give you a pricing target that's pre-calculated. I can and people it begs the question because I'm really on with these, right? Like really on. I know how to draw these. I know exactly the levels, etc. Typically, like the hit rate's probably, what would you say, huh? Maybe 95%, depending on where you're at and how much you want. It's going to hit these. You're going to show a tolerance in terms of an error rate on anything you do. You have some degree of a tolerance, but it's just it's been good. So I know the techniques involved behind this. I've studied it academically at high levels for years. I've drawn thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of charts. We look at charts all day long. I have drawn tens of thousands. I'm going to say tens of thousands of charts, right? So, it's like absolutely, just over the period of years is what you do. So, are you going to pick it up in 6 months? Well, I bet you can pick up a lot of it. I bet a lot of it's pretty easy. A lot of this stuff you don't even need to necessarily study in school. There's different routes to take all the time. Right? There's always shortcuts, right? And there's shortcuts where you don't get burned in the process, right? It's still a good road and it's good people and we can help facilitate that level of learning. So we look forward to continuing to be able to do that. And just kind of a word to the wise. I wouldn't be telling people when to sell. That's not my deal. I'll update you. On, hey, we're up 20%. Nice job. By the way, there's some heavy cash at this level. Bam. It's a nice move. This is just me telling things like they are. What was the overall move here in terms of the market capitalization? That's a lot of people played this level. People want to hold, through let's say a loss of 40% in their account. That's heavy, guys. Big people. I guess they're going to get trophies. They're going to get an award for losing 40% of their value and then going back. I don't think so. We hit a target. We're out. People are like, yeah, you left. What did I leave on the table? 5%, 4% after what gain, right? I'll leave 5% on the table. You guys go eat it up. This one, where you at? You guys gonna wait in? What if it goes back? There's some different analytics we can look at. So people always want the answers to things, and sometimes they're readily available, and sometimes they require a little bit of extra work and just some extra work. So let's see if we can bust through that, which is kind of formed itself. That'll be kind of the next move on AMC. We're just looking at it because it's got a lot of volatility. That's what we like, is a lot of attention, a lot of volatility. That's nice. It's moving while crypto is kind of just chilling out. So no problem there. It looks like ETH to BTC pair moving a little bit. So ETH is right now, Ethereum looks like it's positively, it looks like it's gaining a bit on BTC. Not bad. So let's look at Doge. We can look at some different stuff tonight. I'm plugged into AMC because we nailed it. Right? It's a big success here. It's not typical for us. There's a WEBULL link in the description. If you guys want to trade. Always lightly. Always with what? Heavy cash down at the lower levels. Heavy cash just waiting down here. Heavy reserve cash. If you enjoy trading, don't wash yourself out. Don't sit there and trade and give the exchange and the rest of the market all your money. That's no fun. I would just recommend always you guys consider the option of having, maybe a formalized broker involved with stocks. Absolutely. There's some good brokers. Sometimes you guys are going to be better than the broker. That's just the way it is. It's the way the market's going to treat you and your broker relationship. So, but yeah, I've got friends at I think most of the major exchanges. So throughout the years, at least. So yeah, you guys enjoy those brokers. Don't give them all your ideas. I'll tell you that. You guys don't want a broker. Like, we wanted a broker, we'd have a broker. Like, y'all are running your own accounts. It's a good thing. So, many of you could be brokers if you chose to be brokers. A lot of you are looking to trade full time. That's phenomenal. That's very good. That's a definite possibility, right? The frustration that we've experienced in this retracement is that we have essentially gotten into a circumstance where we formed kind of a triangulation here, more or less, kind of a triangulation here, right? Then we beat the triangulation, which, you know, we were live during this. We achieved some great gains, right? We did. Yeah, we got a lot of VIPs tuned in because we heavily accumulated during this area, right? Yes, we did. Then we broke to the upside here. What do? We conquered this triangulation on Dogecoin. This is Dogecoin we're looking at, right? So as we look at Doge, we conquered this triangulation right here. We kind of felt it was indicated, right? Or else we would have gone heavy into the accumulation phase. All the VIPs like, yes, we did. We accumulated heavily then, right? That was somewhat recently, right? So then when we broke out, it was a nice run to the upside. Now we have frustrated again, and we're just pushing back down to just some sort of a kind of a differentiated kind of, you know, we're still on the bearish end of things. We're still on the retracement end of things. We don't want two things are happening. We're kind of extending that pattern, and then I'd say we're kind of getting a little bit less in the amplitude while we're getting a little less in the amplitude, okay, here. But we're getting, it's going to depend on whether or not you count this initial move, to tell you the truth, which you don't have to. I mean, there's a lot of contraindications here. I'll just state that. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of contraindications, and that's it does not build room for excuses in terms of technical analysis. It just requires a more thorough answer so that you guys know if there's ever any contraindications. Well, two things are, you know, telling me different things. All right, well, there's a solution. I know that. I normally, you know, receive some sort of a confirmation, a dual confirmation by getting a yes on two different questions that I ask. Okay, great. Well, this is a situation where there's a lot of different yeses and nos, right, all the time. So you have to kind of zoom out and just say, let's take a step back and let's look at what's going on. We are in the midst of a retracement, right? So we're in and around the 30-cent mark. Okay, what has happened? We have continually hit about this 27-cent mark. Continually, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 times that we've hit that. That's on the line chart, contraindication on the candlesticks, right? So again, there's no real reason. I'm going to say that there's no real reason, like an excuse as to, well, things are telling us different things, so there's not a right answer. That is incorrect. Okay? When you get contraindications, it just requires more of an explanation. Okay? So that's the story. If you can digest that, if you can learn that, okay, if you can, you know, understand, well, it's just a process. That's the discussion that we get to go through. Guys, it's very nice to be able to go through that discussion with people, right? Yeah, absolutely. I get onto some people about, you don't ask me about selling. You know, I'm not going to manage your account. But, you know, what's nice is we get to spend time talking about the market indicators and having that discussion. And so when we stream, a lot of times it's, you know, we'll get into, you know, who's here, what's going on, this and that. But we'll also have this discussion about the market indications. And there is, and while you're doing that, the market will develop, right? And you're still within the context of reaching that overall conclusion, but it's not a yes or no response. Some people today wanted to know, well, do you see another bull run? Do you see us going up? You know, we can get big picture like that. The problem is when I tell people the answer to that, they want to go and invest, right? They want, well, it's going to be a bull run. We're going to go ahead and invest more money. And they will not listen to the fact that, well, even if you could have gotten a 5% discount or a 10% or 20%, whatever the discount could be, potentially could be, right? They're going to, or maybe there's more, I know they're in a certain investment. Maybe there's, you know, they could go over to this investment. They, you know, I don't like to make those decisions for them. And most of the time that's what they're asking me to do is they want me to make a decision for them. And that's against the whole idea of the whole group, of the whole entirety, guys. I've had great, you know, some of the people that, you know, the main guy I hired from Wall Street, he was like the best guy on Wall Street, you know? And the further I've got away from him, I realized, yeah, he was asking me questions a lot of the times. We studied the same information, right? Growing up, we studied the same information. We both went to Duke. It's just an interesting guy. He's a really high performer, brilliant guy. So, but as I look at that, you know, you'll get to a position where if your group or you or something else, if you step out of the context of this community, or you're no longer in communication with me, I know one thing, you'll look back and be like, man, I remember when I was in communication with London, now people were going well, they were making money every day. I really wish I could get back in touch with London, right? Yeah, you'll get to that, or maybe there's a guy, a girl in the man or woman in the community, or someone in the community that, they're like, well, they were doing really great. We were going through some good calls and some good stuff. Well, guys, I just tell you, the best thing you can do right now is to prepare yourself for the fact that, maybe one day you will be kind of quote unquote on your own with this. You want to do this for a living? Great. Maybe you'll be able to tread that water and kind of, speedboat through it, right? Just develop those skills now, right? It's good to ask the questions in terms of making the decision for you. That's good. But, kind of have the long run in mind. I'd say that. Have the long run in mind. You guys want to know the long run of the market sometimes. Like, well, do you think it's going to this or do you think it's really going to do that? What I'd say is just make sure you're prepared to make money. I don't care is about it. And I don't mean it like I don't care. But you have to understand, if it goes up, I'm going to make money. If it goes down, I'm going to make money. If the market goes up, I'm going to make money. If it goes down, I'm going to make money. Anyone who can't wrap their head around that notion, they're going to have a difficult time. They're just going to have a difficult time in the market because half the time it seems like it's going down. Now, if you're able to sell when it's high and buy when it's low continually, you're having a blast. You're having a great time. And you're consistently profiting, whether or not it's going up or it's going down. Right? I mean, yeah, everybody's like, yeah, that's true, right? So make sure that you develop the skills now, the proficiencies now, while you're in a group that is espousing those proficiencies. That is is encouraging you to learn the fundamentals of technical analysis, right? Is encouraging you maybe to take a closer look into maybe getting just a little bit of certification, spending 20 hours. Maybe it's a 20-hour program with the New York Institute of Finance. Excuse me, the Institute of Finance, right? That is something that is, that's exciting. That's something that you could carry with you into the future. It's not necessary. Everyone tunes out when I say something like that. I don't like school, guys. Do you know that? Everyone knows I don't like school. I'm gonna get you on that one, huh? Who skipped more class and graduated in 3 years? Or I bet you I probably skipped more class in 3 years than you guys skipped in 4 years. I'm not a big fan of school. If I don't need to be there, I will go read the book and have a nice picnic and chill out, on the quad and have a good time. But just so you guys know, it's not always. So anyway, not that you should skip school. I'm not saying that at all. And in fact, do we have people in school? I don't know. We might have people in school. Let's see. What advice would you give to someone who made a lot and then lost a lot more doing leverage and now feels burned out? Oh, isn't that interesting? Huh? What a great question. That's a great question. You feel burned out, huh? On leverage, huh? Wow. Interesting question. What's up with the Doge? Who let the Doge out? Absolutely. So we can get into leverage. I don't like encouraging people to use options. Okay, options are a circumstance where people. I've lost friends due to options, and it's not because of what I've told them. I'm the one who in the mix who is very, very interested at all times in the calculations. What do the figures tell you? What are the have you done the calculations? How covered are you on all sides of the equation? I think we push it far enough in this group with the fact that we just went through an accumulation here. Great. Fantastic. We went through an accumulation here. Now, this is broken down on Dogecoin. Does that bother me? Not at all. 0. Yeah, but your levels didn't get picked up. That's fine. Why does it not bother me? Well, because we have lower levels to engage in, and those lower levels are most likely going to get picked up. And now we're carrying down a little bit, but we're also going to operate at a multiple at the lower levels. I say it could be a 2x, could be a 5x, could be whatever it is. Maybe a 5x at this level, 5x at this level, right? Literally a 5x from this entirety. Say it's $100. If this is worth 1,000, 1,000 slams in at 5,000, maybe even more, right? 5,000 or 6,000 total slams in at maybe 15,000, right? So it's probably heavy amounts of cash at the bottom level, right? To do this strategy and to enjoy it. Now, if you get into a nice bullish formation, something like that, a pennant and a breakout, and you're in a bull mode, that's fine. Right now, we're booking positive trades. That's what we focus on, is booking positive trades. The more positive trades that we book, That's what I would recommend to anybody who is feeling burnt out, is that they start to book positive trades. Just start to book positive trades. The rest can take care of itself, because you will get into, you're going to feel burned out until what? Well, I just booked like 6 positive trades. Really? Whoa, cool, huh? How'd you book 6 positive trades? I just focused on the fundamentals of technical analysis. I focused on pricing targets. And I focused on the fact, if my trades, I'm going to count, maybe, 5 of the trades are part of one trade setup, right? Because let's say, essentially, if you didn't want to, make your small percentages here on the entirety of this, I carried that down to a level. I double, triple down, or I put a 4X on it, whatever I decided to do. And then that entirety covered the previous exposure. If someone wasn't, there were a few trades in here, maybe 5% or so. That last level that we targeted in at, I think it maxed out at about 5%. Not a big trade, but you saw that, yeah. I mean, it was something, in terms of the expression of the price. I had I'm not going to get into what I had discussed with someone regarding profitability, but this right here is a pricing target, right? This was our heaviest level. This was our heaviest level, our heaviest move on Doge, right? Yeah. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of desire, a little bit of want to. I want to make some money. Entry here, okay, multiples on the way down. It seems like it really didn't really outperform everything, right? Like we would hope it would, perform and kind of break out at some point. It would hit a Fibonacci level and it would just want to break out. Well, it didn't, right? So we're prepared for that. No problem. With what? Like the easiest solution on the planet. Well, we just have greater amounts of money down below, right? Some who traded this heavily in line with a strategy, some people who traded this heavily still did probably well here, guys. You had a minute to think about it after it settled down even, but you made up to, 5, 6, about 5% on a big amount of cash. That was a heavier amount of cash, right? That's one of the heaviest amounts of cash. So, yeah, that's what that is. So that's good. That is very good. You guys shout me out in the chat and let me know who we got here, because I know it's Friday night. A lot of people doing a lot of different things. So let me know what you guys are doing. Let me know who's here. We just look like we started up a green candle on Doge. That's nice on the hourly. So this hourly candle after about 10 CST, 11 Eastern Standard Time, about 8 o'clock on the West Coast. Looks like it is green thus far. That's nice. So this was the last, kind of the last target area here with heavier cash, right? And you see why I do the heavier cash. Well, you're doing triple down. It's gonna be difficult to prove to me that my you guys understand that. The guys who are listening, right? You're gonna make money, right? Depending upon your exit strategy, exactly when you choose to exit. Hey, Jason, nice to have you here. Appreciate that. Nice to see you. Very nice. Jason, you into TA, huh? You into technical analysis. We do trade targeting, etc. We do price targeting, coordinated kind of limit orders. Simple stuff, but we buy and we sell, right? On we dictate how much we want to buy in at, right? Absolutely. We dictate when we want to buy in at. And at what price and at what amount, what a limit order is. So as we look at that, this was a small hit. This is a small hit. We carry down. We add, essentially, guys, the amount that we invest at the lower levels, at each lower level, is multiplied. Okay, we know that mathematically it's going to be very difficult to beat us, at all. I don't know if mathematically you can beat us. It's just nope. It's just when the math makes sense, it makes sense. The amount at the lower levels of investment are consistently, just so people know, they're consistently a multiple of whatever is input at the higher level. Okay? If the higher level is up here, let's say this. So the amount that's invested at the higher level is going to be compensated by the amount invested at the lower level. It's going to be compensated by, now these are levels of kind of pre-established support, okay? So you're getting a picture of the amount of cash that would be involved in more or less at the lower at each kind of lower level as this carries down until it decides. This is allowing you to scale in until it decides that it wants to move, and it's keeping you busy with your orders essentially. So this amount of heavier cash that goes in, you want to operate in line with the demand curve. The lower the price, the heavier the heavier demand. Once it gets down into this level, at some point it's going to want to take off, right? You're going to go through and hit back into your golden pocket again, right? Your golden pocket, the 61.8. The book is John J. Murphy's Principles of Technical Analysis, right? That's the starter. That's the book on Wall Street. You will enjoy that very much. John J. Murphy. You can find it on Amazon. Principles of Technical Analysis of the financial market, also of the futures market. I would just stick with the financial market. That's his newer book. He's a stud. He's a good guy. Everyone on Wall Street. You want to talk about the Ivy Leagues or wherever else? And those places sound real fancy. I studied at Harvard Business School. It's okay. I don't know. It's cold up in Cambridge. I'll tell you that much. Believe it or not, it's cold up there. You know, it just is. But it's a nice place. So as you look at this, that's the kind of the scaled approach, right? Just so you understand the theory of it, and not advice. It's just the theory of it. Let's say you had one. Just do the theory here. Let's do, just for the theory's sake, I'm just going to do 5x. Just to be like, and you already been through leverage, right? So you understand leverage, so I'm kind of having this discussion to you. 1x, 5x, 10x of what? Of your investment amount, not of leverage on options or anything else. You preserve, if you preserve your cash and you say, okay, so this would be maybe an investment of $100. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, then maybe an investment of like $500. Just an idea. Just do the math on it. Then down here, you've already scheduled up. You've reserved cash. You don't have full exposure. So you've reserved cash, and you've decided that down here, at whatever level that is, predetermined level, it's not right here on the screen, guys. It would be something a little bit lower, maybe down in this level. But you're constantly, amidst a retracement, you're constantly gearing things towards lower levels, at least during the retracement. Why? Because the probabilities are that the lower levels are going to be hit. That's just it. That's the probabilities. Do I want it to beat the probabilities? Absolutely. Have I beat the probabilities in my own life? Absolutely. Have you? Absolutely. So, we beat the odds in our own life. We're like, well, Doge can do it. Like, I've done it. Absolutely. That's fun. Sure, it can happen. But when I'm dealing with something that's kind of static, like an investment, I'm not sure if it has the same attitude and kind of conquering spirit that you guys have. We want to impute that because we're dealing with it. We chose it, right? But that's when you start to get emotional about things. It's kind of like dealing with the cards on a table, and the blackjack rules are the blackjack rules, right? So maybe a decent example. But just structuring your cash, and that doesn't have to be 5x, 10x, 20x. I just brought that up. We got someone that's traded options on leverage, etc. I just mean literally. And let's just do an investment amount. What if you do 100? Huh? That's it. What if your top level, you say, I'm not going to invest all my money. This is just an example for you to look at. Let's do 600. Just an example. Could you maintain, your discipline, your level of discipline to say, I'm just going to wait because it's not at the price that I want. My demand. Now you don't have to operate like a rational, market participant, right? Let's say we go to 100 to 600 to 1200 to, let's make that 18. Let's do 54. We'll make this 1800. Okay. Let's make it something like that just to give an idea of what this really would be. Okay. At the different levels as you go down. The idea being that it's kind of a heavyweight approach, heavyweight on the downside, huh? Doubling or tripling down, right? And we would throw in maybe a level of like 200 in here, maybe a small level of 200. And we start off real small, then we go ahead and we throw in like a 200, maybe in the middle here, right? Maybe there's another level here. So that's where we get like our double, triple down approach, right? Why don't we just start with that? Let's just go big time here. Let's just start with like $200. Maybe we invested 100 way up here, huh? And look what happened. Well, it went down. Well, we're sure glad that we only invested 100, right? Isn't that good? You see? Yeah, that's nice because it's gone down to here. Ooh, it's almost down here to our 600 level mark. You see? So on the macro, we'll do some scaling like that. It keeps us in line with the demand curve. Right. It keeps us in line with the demand curve. The lower the price, and everyone gets upset because it's going down. It's in a retracement. It's been going down. You don't have to be upset. You can actually trade these levels. We've been trading these levels on AMC today. We knocked it out of the park. It was going down. Right? So, yeah, no problem. Good stuff. Let's see what we got. Let's see here. You guys, you VIPs, etc. You guys let me know what you got. What you guys have any questions or anything like that? Let's go over it now. And yeah, let's we can use this time because it's about 10 o'clock. It's on Friday night. A lot of you guys are out having fun, doing fun stuff. And I had fun stuff to do today here for the show. What's up, Matthew MC? Nice to have you. Yeah, this is heavily into technical analysis. Former financial professional. We have a group of like 100 already that are that have joined up, and everyone from former JP Morgan to BlackRock to real heavy hitting kind of analytical dudes, right? So this is what we handle. We're not your typical channel or show. We take things very seriously, and it's nice for us to be able to interact with all of you and to bring our education, like you see Harvard Business School on the bottom, a little logo. You see Duke University. Just, we busted it, right? It's not been easy. I know you guys are busting it in the market right now. You're trying to, there's always always room for people who just, have tenacity. That means that there's a lot to be said for that, but the standards of the industry are the standards of the industry in terms of technical analysis. That's what we focus on. Okay, that's what Wall Street focuses on. That's what we're going to focus on. Okay, so that's just that's the bottom line of why we do what we do, and kind of the membership is it's inclusion in that. We had 100 members during the first month, and that's I reviewed some other stations tonight to get an idea of the market, and I looked around and I'm like, we're sophisticated, right? We are sophisticated, right? In terms of, I'm just going to say, our the profile, the educational and the market profile, the analytical profile that we represent is it's a little bit more sophisticated. I'd say it's a lot more sophisticated. That's not to speak poorly at all of any of the other channels. I think everyone's doing great. But when I see them offering a level at $99 for what, I'm like, man, maybe we should go up on our prices. I wouldn't want to do that to the guys, the membership. I view it as something kind of a threshold level. People are telling me they're investing and they want to invest in their investments, right? But yeah, I looked around tonight. I'm like, they want that kind of money for what? No one's got the results that we got, or the team, or it's just the levels of accuracy that we have. We're able, and the strategy, we're just able to kind of blow it out of the water. So that's nice. I think it's a huge value. Let me just go ahead and say, I think it represents a huge value. Honestly, as I look at the market, and I just did some market research today. Go ahead and look around at what people are doing. What sells, the big flash, the big, you guys will, just to the moon, all this great stuff. That's great, but I'm not going to yell to the moon. I'll do it a few times. We got a few little indicators, and maybe it won't move that much. That's the problem with the retracement. But we got heavily involved in this area. That was nice. Is it nice to inspire people sometimes? Absolutely. Do we do that sometimes? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with keeping people encouraged, right? It's like, well, we're in a retracement. No one's having fun. We have fun and we make money, all right? If we need to get some more price action, I'm going to dole out a little AMC, all right? I'm going to bring a little AMC to the game. I am. I've been on the hunt for price action for a long time. It's just, it has been the case, guys. So welcome to all of our subscribers, to all of the people who will listen to this after the fact. We don't have people listen to things after the fact. And crypto's just kind of cool right now. I'll tell you that. Doge has kind of cooled down. Maybe some hardcore loyalists, some Doge Army guys. Our group is different because we are always. You've been watching BTC heavily. Good. That's nice. It's nice that we're all a little bit more focused on BTC right now, huh? That's cool. Huh? That's nice. Nothing wrong with Bitcoin. You know, it's the market leader. We don't have any. We're not one of these groups that we kind of don't believe in this whole, you know, they're wrong, we're right. You know, that's bad, we're good. No, the more you get into that mindset, there's a reason for preference with, let's say, like Doge, or with, you know, also having like, you know, BTC, Bitcoin, or having Cardano. But the ability to be flexible is important. We have not like abandoned Doge at all through this process. We haven't. And the people who haven't have been rewarded well. So it's nice to continue to keep people plugged in because it has rewarded people. And you can kind of honestly say that, well, since it's been around, it's been, you know, it's been something that some loyalty to it has kind of, you know, it has rewarded people who've been loyal to it. So we remind ourselves of the fact that it's been a 100x this year. Nicely done, huh? Yeah, nicely done. So let's see if we can turn on maybe some different tunes. I don't know what you guys have questions on, but you know, we've just got our pricing targets. It's real easy. We already know what we're doing. You guys who have not joined, at least the base camp, you should join the base camp. After looking, honestly, I got to tell you guys, I looked at the other channels tonight. I love the space. I love YouTube and everything else. We offer so much more in terms of interaction, in terms of pricing targets and everything else. It's not even close. It's not even on the same field. It's not even comparable. Honestly, I think I'm going to go up on the prices because I looked at like $99 for 2 or 3 other deals. I'm like, excuse me? Do what? Like, this is unbelievable. I mean, for 90, they're not doing anything. They're not getting anything. So it's either an extremely high value that we're able to bring people, but no one else is getting pricing targets. Like, no one else is getting like trades, like, you know, indicator signals, trades, pricing targets. No one is. Like, no one. Very interesting. So looking back at BTC, it's kind of broken out of and retraced back up into the bull flag. I don't know. Maybe instead of me bringing more or less value, I can have a nice discussion with the VIPs about how they think they can bring more value. I don't know. Maybe it could be an interesting discussion. Say that we just had some, because you don't want to make it just about the money, right? But you have to do like market analytics. Yeah, it's very interesting. Huh? Very interesting. So we've broken down from this bull flag. I sent that out to our guys. Probable to go down to here, like this going down to here is probable. So we said that beforehand, but it's not all about we predicted it. No, it's just about recognition of the trend. I mean, pretty much you can predict things if you're looking at the trend. You know, everyone, it's like magic, you know, pull a rabbit out of a hat. Like, listen, guys, if you're in a trend and you're predicting something in line with the trend, you should be right. Like, you know, more than 50% of the time. Truth. Yeah, it's truth. Just make your predictions in line with the trend. It's really not complicated. What's complicated is coming up with exact pricing targets, right? That's not always easy. So on AMC, we just absolutely annihilated it. We annihilated it, all right? It was nice, nicely done, bam. And that green dot, just like a sniper. We nailed it, right? That was an entry into the market. So, well, it's been going down. I understand that. We make money when it goes up. We make money when it goes down. That's the mantra, right? So that was a nice entry right here. Bam. That's the entry. The buy, the limit orders are set there when? You have to have a little bit of a stomach. You have to understand what you're doing. Well, when it's going down there. When it's going down, we set our limit orders. Oh, so while the price is falling, you're setting up, it's a time to buy. Yeah, we buy low, we sell high. So that means that functionally, we have to prepare for it to go lower, right? Unless we just, you know, okay, no, we're going to buy early on and low and just hold and hold and hold. I don't know. At some point, you have to at least sell high. So profit requires you to sell high after you've bought low in that order, unless you're dealing with options. In that case, you can adjust that, the order of that, okay? So it's a pleasure to have you guys here. I know that you're market enthusiasts. You must be on a Friday night to be chilling out. Yeah, let's see. There's Omer from Australia. Nice to have you, Omer. Yeah, Matic, we're just waiting for Matic to wake up. It has been so wild, such a wild ride with Matic. And there's so much, I say, almost institutional interest, right? Matic Polygon has really been kind of that It has been that. Okay, so 128, that's fine. We will see how this wants to pick up and how it wants to move. I'm interested to see how these levels work out. And they're going to work out well for me. I think they're going to work out well. Not a heavy amount of investment up top. Barely even enough to really tick the radar. So that's fine. The triple weight kind of, down through 122, down through 89, down through 54. If it can get to any of those levels, the people who have, just count my words, guys, the people who have orders set up at these different levels that I sent you guys, the people who have orders at these different levels are going to make some money. I just count my words. If I'm wrong, great. I'll be happy to say I'm wrong. I'll do a video in front of a billboard or something to say I was wrong. But I just tell you, the people who are prepared with cash on the downside, okay, through the entirety of this, there is so much volatility in this market. You're going to make some money based upon the indicators here. If you schedule up, I'm just going to tell you guys, if you schedule up your cash to look like that at these different levels, you are destined to make some cash, period. And it'll be while the whole rest of the world is feeling like their accounts are falling apart. And you will make a drastic amount of money. I'm just telling you, based upon the volatility, okay? It's not a promise, guarantee. It's not certainty. It's not me handling your account. It is just the mathematics. If the volatility continues, then you will make money. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. It's not an opinion. If the same levels of volatility continue on Matic, okay, and you do structure your investments like this, okay, you're going to make money. The approach is going to work with additional volatility. If you hold the entirety of this time, you're going through an emotional roller coaster for no reason. So I don't see much use in that. I'm interested in the profit. I'm interested in the strategy and having people around me that understand that. So Omer from Australia, it's great to have you. It's really nice to see you, brother. It's been a minute, man. I don't know what what are you involved in Doge? Are you doubling and tripling down at lower levels? Because that's the key feature of, I'll say, the strategy, right? That's our strategy, and that's a good strategy to have. So Omar, are you accumulating Dogecoin? Do you have any other trades that you're looking at? I'd like to know the answer to those questions, and you can chat up or you can shoot me a DM. I'd love to hear a DM on Twitter from you, brother. Absolutely. We love that check-in like every morning, the VIPs. We just have a cool deal, huh? You guys see the girl on your screen with the $1 million in her bag? I'm going to go ahead and predict this. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. They may be busy with family right now. Either Emily or Lars, maybe Bernie. I don't know. Bernie she's a new CEO, right? Now, what I'm going to say is one of these girls is going to knock the socks off everything. She's going to be we have these girls in our trading class, right? We do. And one of these girls is going to wind up with $1 million bag. She is. I'm just going to tell you. And it's not going to be, well, I just held from such and such. She's going to play this retracement right. She understands the strategy already. She's going to wind up with $1 million in her account. I'm going to tell you. Just watch. This is if I have a real prediction, do you think the market's going to go north or go south? Is it going to go bullish or bearish? I'm going to tell you, we have some dynamic women that are really good, and you're going to wind up with one of them just looking like that in a suit with $1 million in, holding $1 million bag. And, the trick is to be able to communicate well with them at that point and well with individuals now who show up with $1 million bag. So it's nice. It's exciting to think about people doing that well. Because you know that they can, so you can I can already kind of envision that, right? I can already see that unfolding, and I already know Lars and Emily, and I'm getting to know Bernie, but kind of well enough. And we also have Soshit. I don't know where Soshit is. Soshit's, I need to get in touch with Soshit. We have a lot of women. It's just Lars and Emily are just all over it. They're just they love the market in the morning. It's 24/7 with them. You know, it's a nice dynamic. So I appreciate that very much. And when I can't find anybody to trade with, it's funny. Like you want to go out and play, right? Like, yeah, at Duke, when I was at Duke or over in Harvard, Harvard Business School, there's people everywhere. Everyone's trading. Everyone's doing something. Everyone's involved in the market, right? So you always find, it's not easy. It's not difficult to find someone to trade with or someone to, kind of communicate with. It's just not difficult, right? I mean, California, a lot of people are, in Malibu, a lot of people are trading, a lot of people dealing with hedge funds or angel money or, it's kind of that's just kind of how it is, right? So, yeah. Now, what usually happens on the weekend? I don't know. Doesn't Elon normally like to tweet something out or something? He does. And it makes it kind of fun. You guys saw his like bling jacket. What's up? Plaid. It's kind of cool. It reminds me of the Union Jack, doesn't it? It does. You guys know what the Union Jack is? Let me see. That's a nice McLaren. Yep. The Union Jack, right? This is the crypto kingdom. It has nothing to do with the Union Jack. But doesn't that remind you of the Union Jack? It does. As a matter of fact, huh? What is he doing with that on his back? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. So that's the Union. That's the new Plaid logo. Yeah, the new Plaid logo. Cool. Interesting. Yeah, I see the similarities. Interesting he chose that. Elon is an interesting guy. So, Union Jack is back. Nice. This is London. That's my name. I'm London with the Crypto Kingdom. So, we're building good traders. I want you guys excited about your trades. Want you excited about things. Want you making your own moves, right? From here to the moon, we want you guys to be able to do this. If we ever step away from the plate, we want you to be able to do this. So now's the time, particularly, it's easy when everything is hot. Now you're getting this special attention. I'm gonna tell you that between myself and other people in the mix. Right now, you're getting the special attention in terms of and me too. I'm getting the special attention from other good traders. We're kind of hanging out. It's like, oh, now I have people to trade with. It's nice. We get to hang out and just relax. We meet up in the mornings in the kind of for coffee. We go get our coffee or whatnot. And then what happens? Well, we're in the chat room. We're in our VIP exclusive chat room, right? Yeah, it's cool, right? We have the lists. The VIP list where it's all restricted. We have the messages. It's nicely done, right? The whole thing is very well set up. And we're delivering pricing targets all the time, right? Pricing targets like on AMC. It's just, I thought, like, what would a nice VIP be? Well, it's like, sir, what can I get you a champagne, right? Well, here's your bottle of champagne, sir. Well, no, we give you pricing targets. That accurate. Literally, that's a pricing target. Bam, that's an entry into the market on AMC. Movie theater company going through the short squeeze, right? Very nice. Very, very nicely done. So that's money in the bank while we're waiting on action on Doge. And I just, why not? We're waiting on Doge. That's fine. It's going to get interested at some point here, isn't it? I think at some point it's going to get interested and wanting to make a move. You guys already have a position unless you cut out at that 5%, the lower 78.6% on the Fibonacci, right? Which you can. If you draw Fibonacci, that's an extension. Okay, we went through extensions earlier on. Fibonacci retracement. A retracement. It's going to have different pricing levels that pop up, okay? That's the whole idea of a Fibonacci, is that they have different pricing levels, right? To enter in at. Okay, the pricing is going to go to different levels of the Fibonacci. You can see this kind of just, moved in line with the Fibonacci's. So it is kind of slow playing the world right now. I think a lot of people are accumulating. I mean, Doge has been one of the most accumulated coins in the crypto space, right? It's been the most popular coin. So depending on the day, it has. Now it's getting back down to a level where it's going to get. We start looking at the RSI and the hourly. Yeah, we start looking at that. We can set a little bit of an alert. It's going to be go time if we go there. I want to set an alert at about 22. All right. That's going to be like the air raid siren going off. I'm going to put moon time. May not be much of a moon time, but it may be a good moon time. Now, it can get more aggressive, right? It can get a lot more aggressive. That's okay. If it decides to, because we're scheduled up at these lower levels, right? Yes, we are. Scheduled up with heavier amounts of investment. So I know we have a good group here tonight. It's technical, what do you call it? Technical analysts, right? We have some really good guys. You're only in Doge at the moment. Okay, Omar, you're VIP, bro. We love having you in that back room in the trade room. Make sure you go over those Doge pricing targets, huh? You know, if you own it at a higher level, the way to fix that is to invest more at a lower level. You know that. Readjust your cost basis. You need to know what those levels are. If you set up, you have to understand, Omar, if the price becomes very volatile right now, if it decides to go down for whatever reason down to 15 cents, maybe if you've picked some up recently, if someone picked something up, it's currently twice that. What if you get it for half price? What if you could immediately kind of double your money on it? It's good to like the price action on it. That's one of the reasons you're involved in it. What if a circumstance happened? It was a huge dip down and it just settled back up. What if the market maker were to go down and pick up all those orders and just deliver them up right back up on top? That's so nice, Omar. If you listen to London, you will definitely make money. When he says backup cash reserves, take it seriously. Absolutely, backup cash reserves at lower levels. That's a great word. Yeah, when I say backup cash reserves, take it seriously. It's hugely important, and that's good interaction from Omar. He's VIP from Australia, so it's hugely important. Yeah, it's not just a tagline. We have backup cash reserves. I'm not talking about, it's like a framework of BlackRock. No, I'm not talking about that, guys. I'm talking about, we just have gobs of money to invest. No, I'm talking about an investment strategy that I hope that you share in is the notion that you should never be fully exposed at any higher price. Because if you are, there's no escaping from the market except at a loss. And that's never comfortable. And people like to just hold at that point on into just a miserable kind of loss situation. Then you're not trading. Then you're not really participating in the market, right? So it's not complicated. It just requires, you to think about things the right way. So that's kind of why we're here. Yeah. And it's a good thing. You guys are a great group. You just are, yeah. It's a good thing. It's Friday night. We're able to spend time, and we have some. We just have some very, very capable traders, very capably trained. Also, some have spent time in around Wall Street or brokerage houses, and that's a whole nother level of training. Once you get into actual, kind of exchange. You guys deal with exchange and regulation policies and all types of comportment with federal exchange requirements and international scope. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of different training goes on at kind of the exchange levels in the brokerage houses. It's interesting stuff. I would imagine. Let me say that. I would imagine. Morgan Stanley tried to hire me, and they offered me a position. Very nice of them. They're a major brokerage house, and I did decline that offer, which is okay. That's no problem. I chose later on to start up my own little investment fund, little hedge fund. Hedging is, you guys can look into hedge theory. What does that mean, right? Not SEC regulated, registered. That's not my. I don't want to. Yeah, I could do that. I guess we could. Just a different ball game, huh? It's nice for us to sit around and chit chat, Yeah. So what do we got here? Just kind of this rifling down into the lower levels, right? That's what we're looking at. We handle the Fibonacci's, right? We focus on the Fibonacci's. The Fibonacci's are pricing tools. We use those. You have to accurately implement those. If you can accurately implement those, then you can come up with your pricing targets. Those are kind of the standard of the industry that are accepted. Are they always on 100%? They are. They aren't. I'm going to say probably 80 to 90% of the time they are. And if they're not, you schedule your investments in a way to where your overall strategy beats whatever anomaly there is within the Fibonacci's, right? You schedule your investments heavyweight on the downside, okay? So that, and with backup reserve cash at the lower levels. It's kind of the phase 2. Phase 1 is the Fibonacci, right? That's phase 1. Phase 1 is the different scheduled in tiers with a double and triple down at the different levels, right? The phase 2 is, okay, if for some reason that doesn't want to take off, and there's always that possibility, right? Always that possibility. But then phase 2 is, well, we're going to do this. In case this decides to go down without the kind of expected volatility, right, we're going to beat you on the strategy. I just guarantee you, we're going to beat you on the strategy. Because, at the next level down, we're going to triple down. That's what we're going to do. We're going to triple down. We're going to have triple the amount what we had up here. So you're going to be real hard-pressed, Dogecoin, to go ahead and fall through the entirety of this. If you just want to fall through the entirety of this, I got news for you. We got triple the amount of money down here that you're going to fall into, and just be prepared, right? Because, I bet you we cover, any kind of risk we got up in here. If we didn't exit, we're just going to cover it. We can either cut loose, or we can just let that ride on down. We'll enjoy the ride. No, you're coming down to a better level here. This will seem like peanuts. This will seem like nothing, right? And what do we have at the bottom levels below all this? Guys, we have just a huge multiple of whatever else we have up above, okay? So I talk about cash reserves. That's the way the profit equation works. And I mean, works to the point, it's just not, it's not easy to beat this strategy, guys. It's just not. With something that has volatility, if you have volatility, which crypto has a lot of volatility, that's why this is a great strategy for crypto. If you have a lot of volatility, it's really difficult to beat this strategy, right? And it's just, it's kind of straightforward, right? So just more cash. We can draw these out as circles or draw them out as triangles, just to get an idea of what that is, right? What the strategy is. We always want to be engaged in strategy. We have to be, right? I don't want to just throw caution to the wind or say, well, I just want to invest in, whatever it is. No, we always are focused on profits. If our strategies or if our pricing, and today was nice. Why? Because, we executed on Doge. We did. And some people, we got a little bit of a kick on that last level, right? Yeah, we did, and around that last level, somewhere. We got a kick on the last level. The kick was on AMC. So in terms of a diversification or something else, you guys know, and you guys know, the VIPs, Doge wasn't phenomenal today. AMC kicked it, right? We absolutely killed it on AMC. Nicely done, huh? Not bad. You have to say not bad, huh? I mean, that's pretty strong. We didn't have to. I didn't have to. You guys know that. Not at all. Not at all. So we brought that into the mix, and it was nice that we had a day like that. Now, Doge is not done at all. Bitcoin's not done at all. It's just nice for us to start to experience, well, okay, we had Doge and this and that, and not a whole lot of volatility. That was one thing. It wasn't a lot of volatility on Doge. So we picked up the volatility on AMC. Beautiful timing, huh? Everyone's like, yes, it was beautiful timing, right? Nicely done. Nice price target. You guys had that information, right? Boom, boom. Nice move. Once you get back on top of those EMA bands, that would be an interesting little journey, wouldn't it, huh? You guys see that EMA band? I don't know who wants to do that, but I mean, gosh, huh? You see that? Who wants to stay on top of that EMA band? That could be kind of interesting, huh? Let's see how it's done in the past. Gonna want it to stay on top of that, because normally it takes a while. Let's see. This is in January. It breaks down through not a whole lot. It would be nice if it wants to really erupt in price. The notion of the short squeeze, the bigger question on the short squeeze, it's not necessarily going through the short squeeze right now. The players on the street are just eating up, and I'll reserve comments here on that. I don't want to get into speculation or the inside workings of a brokerage house because we have members of different. I might as well say that. I have no idea. I'm going to say that. I have no idea about that because I don't. That's fine. But if we have investment bankers and brokers and everything, I shouldn't be talking about that. I shouldn't. So I have no idea about that. I don't know what you guys think about it. Maybe you can tell me what you think about it. It's a little strange, huh? We have brokers and investment bankers. It's not going through that right. A lot of people get a CNBC or whatever else, they talk about it. But I don't want to talk about from a position of authority because we do have people. I don't want to enter into that realm, No, you guys do your own homework. DYOR, do your own research. So what we have is Omer from Australia. We got different people. Mars in the house. Jeremy probably listening, chilling. Jeremy's chilling. What's up, Jeremy? I appreciate you asking about that. Daniel Arant is over in Iraqi. What's up, brother? Bateki, 100 degrees. Ameriprise, Zephyr, and Jag in the house. You guys know how to say, do you speak Arabic, right? Yeah. Bateki Arabic, right? But the question is, if you're in the Middle East, it's like, do you speak 100 degrees? Yeah, like absolutely. It's a little warm. So anyway, we have a good time. Little lounge music, huh? It's not bad. Huh? Kind of digging that. Just watching the pour out, I guess, it's not unexciting, right? But you guys know at the lower levels, this is the problem with the strategy. You're going to make money, right? Don't you? This is the good thing. You're going to make money. Unless you're holding it and you're not using the strategy, you just know you're going to make money. That's it, It's not complicated. It just is what it is, right? So that's cool. We got that, we got that solidified. Like, I have zero doubt at all that the strategy is profitable. Oh, well, because so many people can't figure out a strategy, it becomes kind of entertaining, I guess, right? I guess, but, I don't know. It's just odd to me, huh? I don't think everyone wants to beat the market, huh? It's not easy to meet people and you really receive the right message from them that you can beat the market. Well, everyone's trying to find that circumstance, huh? You have to find someone who's, I just think you have to find someone who's been to some of these key schools, right? That's where some of this information is just, you'd love to see Doge back at 007. Copy that, bro. Absolutely. Come down and pick up my order. There you go. See, he's got those orders ready, huh? Price targets. That's it. Yeah, absolutely. You get it, huh? And right now with the volatility in play, this is the deal. Nobody gets this in the market. No other channel on the planet is discussing this right now. They're just not. Why? Because, the price is going down. Okay, yeah, it's gone down and then it's gone up. This move right here, look at this move. What was this? Have you scheduled this up already? We schedule everything up ahead of time. But we'll just review this. I reviewed it 100 times. That's 100%. That's a 2x on your money right there. In and around that's whatever mid-May move, right? Bam, everyone's running for the hills, screaming, what are we doing? Get out of it. It's going to zero now. All right, that's the time you rail into it, right? You have your orders set. So Daniel wants to hit at 007. That's nice. That's a good order. And between here and there, you can probably make some cash, don't you think? Yeah. Just hold. When you hold, you hold your orders, right? Just sit there with your limit orders rolling, It's a nice strategy, huh? But you got to keep your cool when the market's barreling down. When it's going through this absolute just hemorrhage of it's like raining fire, right? The apocalyptical kind of machine has encountered Dogecoin. Wham! Then look how much cash you made. You made a 2x on that. This was a 10x. We were live during this. We cut loose at the top. Just cut bait. Fishing camp is over, right? Cut bait. That's it. 10x, 100x on the year. That's nice. Good job. Then we were live during that. We just believe in selling high after you've bought low. That's it. Then we hit on pricing targets, right? That's what we do. We hit pricing targets. We have a good time. And I think we can say we do know how to make money. Now, who is going to join with that endeavor? It looks like unknown subject has just joined. Unknown subject? Well, I'm at a loss of words. Unknown subject, it looks like you have just joined. Very interested in this one, huh? I just see in the chats it popping up, unknown subject has joined VIP. Not surprised that we have, let's see what we have. Unknown subject has become a member, has become a VIP member. Welcome to the VIP. This is the time to rock the house. It's Friday. You guys get ready to rock it. I'm talking about rock and roll because we have unknown subject. Are you guys excited? We have another trader. What's up? What's up? Yes, yes. Now, you don't have to have gone to, I went to Duke and Harvard Business School. We have exchange employees. We have investment bankers. We have all kinds of cool people that are trading. We also have blue-collar workers. We have, like, cool cats. We have rappers. We have singers. We have musicians. We have, like, people in the industries. Yeah, like, just chill. Like, enjoy it. But now we have to rock the house. If I could rock the mic myself, I would. I cannot. I can't say I cannot. But now it is time to go ahead and welcome. Now we've got to welcome in and say, please, we need VIPs, new VIPs to go to Twitter. We need you to follow the description. Follow the description. Go to the description and reply to the first pinned tweet. We need you to reply to the first pinned tweet. Okay, at Twitter. You can scan that logo on the bottom left. Throw this up on a TV screen if you need to, right? Just go to YouTube on your TV screen. So we are welcoming right now just what is it? A mysterious subject, something like that. So welcome. Okay, we are back. Let me get back into the charts. I want to just say I'm very happy to have a new member of the VIP. It's very nice. We'll be able to, I don't know, I think essentially we're going to be able to continue to build a really great group of people that are very focused on, let me go ahead and turn the music down a bit, but that are very focused on technical analysis. It's not the easiest, most intuitive kind of approach to things, but unknown subject, if you could please go ahead and direct yourself to Twitter. Go ahead and reply to that first pinned tweet. That will allow me to interact with you. If you can send me just on that first pinned tweet, just say, hi, I am VIP. All right, do that, and I'll plug you into the direct message group. We'll direct you into, kind of some different technologies you might not be using. Some real simple stuff that will help you capitalize on the market, we believe. So that's our goal, is to help you, what would you say, to help you maximize your profits, minimize your losses. And we just have a lot of success in terms of pricing targets, and it's a great step that you've taken. I just really believe it's a great step you've taken, and welcome. We have a great, very, I'd say a very excited group of VIPs and Basecamp and subscribers. Basecamp are the ones who want to move up at some point. They just want to let us know they kind of belong here. We love that about them. You got a badge next to your name, and you're able to, fully participate in this chat. And the big stuff's over at Twitter. So I'm going to put, just make sure that we welcome you. And let me do this here. Welcome, unknown subject, to VIP. And please give me your Twitter handle here in the chat. And yeah, this is a good time. We have some different. Part of what you will experience, unknown subject, is interfacing with other individuals that have, a great, investment banking backgrounds, that have, exchange backgrounds, that have kind of top tier backgrounds. But some people just want to beat the market. It doesn't, from the good old boy in I think of Ryan in Wyoming. He likes to fish and he wants to beat the market. Iceman is not an exchange employee. He made 40-50 grand last week. Along with David Sweet, I think he works night shift. He's a great go get him kind of guy. And so yeah, just cool people. You're around a great group of people. It's not all fintech, highbrow Wall Street. No, it's cool surfers and ex-military out in Hawaii. Thinking about Ryan right now, or somebody like Kuda out in Germany, military. We have a good military kind of slant to things as well. But it's just it's that mix that gets us all through the day, because we need that variety. So that is very nice. If you could just let me know your handle, that would be great. People are asking about AMP. I do know you were on a different bid by accident. Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. Oh no. What is your Twitter handle? But we do need you guys. You have to get a Twitter handle. If you had an experience with this or that with Twitter, we have had a phenomenal amount of success recently with Twitter. So we haven't had any problems with communications going down or anything like that. And we just had a great time. We've been able to really dig into and build this community. It's over 100 within 30 days. And it's just nice because all of the members, all the VIP traders are, and it's not a Telegram, it's not a Discord, these are like real people, right? These are like, these are some sophisticated people that have chosen to trade together. And it's nice to be able to see that and to experience that. It's nice for me to be able to experience that. So I know you guys are having a really good time with things. So because I'm having a good time. So if I'm having a good time, I know you guys are having a good time. So I'm pretty particular. I think you guys may be too, but I'm very, very particular. And let's see what we have. Oh, this is great. Angel, what's up, brother? Now I need to make sure that you're, I'm going to just go ahead and say welcome. It looks like we have Angel in the house. You guys, I'm going to show you real quickly so that we just break through this zone, Angel. I want to go ahead and put in, looks like we have a key guy here. What's up, Angel? Great to see you, brother. Love the look, man. You're going to fit right in. You're going to love it. Look at what I was drawing on the screen. That is ridiculous, huh? You guys know with the triangles, everything else. Like, I'm just going to write these. He's like, all right, man. He's like, you're either on my computer or something's going on. Great imagery. Love that, huh? Beautiful, huh? Beautiful, huh? You traveled a bit, haven't you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you will definitely enjoy the group. Let me go ahead and put in with the restricted. I'm going to put you into the managed member suggestion. Here, you are in. You might have to actually put your, to unblock your account. Actually, you have a locked account. You might have to open that up to me. I believe you might have to open that up to me. I will see real quickly, but you might have to do that. We'll do a shout out. You guys should take a look at that profile. That's really exciting. And I think we're going to have to, get you to the point where you unlock your account. Well, there we go. No, I just threw you into the VIP DM. You guys head over to the DM, and Angel, you're in, brother. I've got some details to kind of fix up with you. But you guys just welcome. Brand new VIP. Look at this. Awesome stuff, huh? Isn't that cool? With the, you guys have to know that, huh? It's pretty cool, huh? With the, where are we at with the, where was this? I'm not sure. There we go. Get back to AMC. Wanted to let you know, AMC is something we do handle. It's not the only thing we handle, though. We're definitely into crypto. This is Crypto Kingdom. I'm London. And so we deal with Doge heavily. It's kind of the uniting factor because a lot of people didn't know about crypto at all until they got into Dogecoin. So the cool thing also, you guys know we were just dealing with like all of these, right? I literally just drew all these out. What an interesting time, right? And I was just literally going through the entirety of all of these, right? Talking about investment schedules and patterning. And this was meant to be, right? We just went through all that. Look at Angel. I think we have a winner, right? He's like, you got it, brother. So that must mean something to you. There's probably a reason it does, and that's really cool. So welcome to the VIP, and the real crew is the trading group that we just added you into on the back door there. And you guys just welcome Angel. If you can head over there, just go on in and trudge into the chats, brother. You're going to love it over there. You'll start dealing with pricing targets. We've got a ton of pricing targets, a ton of things we're looking at right now. That's not just like publicly disclosed information. Amidst the routine here, we kind of use this as an opportunity for us to hang out, talk some strategy on YouTube, etc. But yeah, the communications every morning you're going to be plugged into great traders. You're going to love it, bro. Like seriously, every morning you're going to be plugged into like really great traders. So you'll definitely enjoy that. And we're looking forward to getting to know more about you and what is your background, right? What's your financial background? What's your trading background? What have you enjoyed through the years? What have you maybe done well on? What has maybe been your biggest challenge? Excuse me. What has been your biggest challenge? We always have. Everyone has challenges, so that's it's not that we can't get through. Let's see what we have. There we go. Let's see. I thought the music might be a little loud. There we go. Is that better on the music? Probably better on the music. We got someone. Who is that? Daily someone. Salts Dabs. Make sure. Let me do check. Thanks, Daniel. Sorry for let's see. Audio. I took the headphones off. I just did. I just took the headphones off because they were kind of bothering me. So was just welcoming Angel. Sorry about the loud music. The party got a little crazy when Angel got involved. But yeah, we were just talking about the his imagery here. The fact we were going through that in our lesson. That's really nice. It seems like we have a lot to talk about. I did just add you into the VIP DM. So you are into that, Angel. You can head over there right now. We would love to have you in there. Thank you, Lars. Lars just always point something out. Say, hey, you don't like to, it's I'm not sure why why things are the way that they are, but yeah, we definitely have people that are that are making money and doing well. It's not it's not maybe for everybody. Not everyone wants to be a part of a group, right? That is I'd say making money and doing well. But if you want to make money, you want to do well, you have that positive framework. It's gonna be something that I think you're really gonna enjoy. James Johnson, looks like James Johnson is now and you, I think you got that on your Twitter. Make sure you subscribe or follow with notifications, and you can either follow this kind of the tag scan here. You can either follow that tag scan here on the bottom left, or you can go to the description of the Twitter is underneath the description of the video. So you'll find that link. Is in the description of the video. So go ahead and find that and make your way over to the Twitter. Okay, so that'll be your way to get over there. Very nice. Very nicely done. So, yeah, nice entry. We also have a new member of Basecamp. It's going to be James Johnson. James Johnson is in Basecamp. Welcome, James Johnson. We are so happy to have you here. Lars, she's the top dog. She's the top girl. She says, today was a great day. Apply the methods and you will definitely make a lot of money. Yeah, we have the methodology. We definitely have the strategy down. And it's just a matter of doing it. Not everyone wants to necessarily do it. And yeah, definitely, with Basecamp, those are people who want to eventually step up into the level of the membership, of getting all of the other information. But right now, James, you're making a great entry. You're making yourself known here. Make sure on YouTube you turn on notifications. If you don't turn on notifications, you won't know when we're live. So you have to know when we're live because, I need you guys to jump on over and make sure you check in the beginning. You may have essential questions. There may be all types of stuff that we want to make sure and get covered. And definitely with Twitter, make sure, and again, that barcode on the bottom left is going to get you directly to our Twitter page. And I recommend you put this on a TV or something if you can. It's just a little bit more relaxing. It's not built for the framework of a phone necessarily. It still works on a phone, but it's just built for more of a display, either a computer potentially or otherwise. So shout out to, welcome to James Johnson. Welcome. We want to welcome you to the Crypto Kingdom and to kind of the channel here in the group. We appreciate you, making yourself known. It's nice to have a new member, and James just made a great move to Basecamp. So that's an exciting move, James, right on the tail end of Angel getting into his his own new kind of skin with getting into that backdoor access, and that's the one level as shout out to Angel. Sorry about the audio, brother. I just got tired of the headphones. I took them off, and so I wasn't able to really hear all of that going on. I am not an audiophile, right? So what do we got here? But definitely welcome to Angel. And James, if you would like to follow us on Twitter, please as well. And Angel, if you can go to the first pinned tweet. Okay, this is the exclusive doorway. You'll see here, professional financial analyst, that's me, for years after Duke, guys, and former U.S. presidential advisor. That's just the truth. I stay non-political as much as I can and try and enjoy investing, which is easy to do because I love investing. Prior hedge fund expertise, private individualized deal with a heavy hitter out in California. Doge Amc, and let's see, not financial advice. That's a big deal, not financial advice. So the first pinned tweet is this right here. That's the first pinned tweet. You'll need to say, it says, "The Kingdom. Hello, I am VIP. Follow me." So Angel, go and reply to that and just let me know, say, hey, just go ahead and put "I am VIP, follow me." That's exactly what it says there. Please just type that in as a response, and then I'll be able to plug you into everything you need in terms of pricing targets, in terms of and I'll just tell you guys, you have to know this. I've done the market review. I've done the market studies. I've looked at the entirety of the space right now. This is the top group. I'm just going to tell you that. There's a reason we have over 100, the top level VIPs. We have over 100 top level VIPs in our group in 1 month. It's because we've had phenomenal results. Okay, in the first 7 to 10 days, we had a 3.5x, right? So, that was nice in the first 7 to 10 days. So we've been making great returns. And it's all, I'd say it's all a process. You guys understand that. But when you can surround yourself with people that are very highly educated and are really tenacious in terms of business and in terms of applying a strategy, you have two options. One is to be lazy and kind of just relax and be like, well, and I understand that if a lot of people work very hard or have their own business. And so it does take an effort to apply a strategy to it's almost like working out, right? And it's like, I prefer not to do it, but it's kind of good for you, right? Either jogging or some kind of, physical exercise. In terms of the market approach, if you're involved in the market, it's kind of like, you need oxygen, right? There's some fundamental things you kind of need. It's like, well, working out, I need to get my circulatory system going. I need to get my muscles working and my blood flow going. I need, I need a little bit of weight and pressure, maybe a little bit of weight bearing. There's kind of the right kind of mix for you to kind of keep you in optimal shape. Well, financially in your account, there's going to be a certain number of kind of things that you're involved in it. If you're sloppy with it, it's not going to work out well. If you're lazy, it's not going to work out well. So it's just kind of like, and you can make it. This is the good thing. You can kind of make it like riding a bike. Okay, if you want to use that analogy, it should be as easy as let's enjoy this. Let's go on a nice bike ride. And then it's like, well, we know it's good for us. Of course, it's exercise, right? We know this is going to work. Of course, it's like when you look at, of course, it's going to make money, right? The strategy works, right? It's like the bicycle's going to, we're going to be able to ride a bicycle, right? Of course, it's going to work. It's must be fun, right? So, as we look at your strategy, that's what we want it to be kind of the equivalent of. It's like, well, okay, it's just like this should be as easy as riding a bike, guys. Once you learn how to do it, it shouldn't be that difficult. But you're going to want kind of a team. We kind of ride together. And you want that's what Angel has just joined. And the base campers, we know you're going to want to come up to that level. But for right now, hey, just enjoy the chats, and you got a little badge next to your name, James and Company, that lets us know that you are kind of a member, that you belong, right? So that's really, really nicely done. We're excited to have you, both of you, in the mix. And we just want you guys to do as well as possible, right? We want you to do as well as possible, and we believe that you will. We've had some phenomenal success. Some people, their first days have been, guys, some people have made, I'm just going to say, some people had great first days, like to the tunes of some, it's been good luck for a lot of people, right? Some people have had, $1,000 days, $5,000 days within the first kind of number of days. It's just, don't expect, to get rich overnight. That's not the idea. We deploy a strategy, right? Absolutely. We want to deal with that strategy, and we want it to be functional for you in the long run. And there's a lot of different it's kind of if we were to do a welcome package, right? We would put in some details. We would put some details. Let's see. There's Angel hit me up in the background. I appreciate that so much. Huh? That's nice. Yeah, we've just added Angel to the VIP exclusive. You guys can go to that exclusive back there. Let's see the exclusive zone for you guys that are VIPs that have chosen that level of membership. Go on back to that exclusive level zone and let's welcome Angel. And you guys here in the chat. The chat is kind of the what you call it, the base camp. That is something that you guys have expressed an interest in. It sounds like in kind of having. Oh, good. Look at what we have here. I'm sorry, you surprised me, Sir Charles. Sir Charles has just come into the mix. That's really nice, and it's really nice to have you here, Sir Charles. He's got a great eye. He's kind of like our scout, our crypto scout. Him and I think Noobs may be a crypto scout as well as Marion from Belgium. So we have an international crew, and the international crew is just. It's just great. You guys are doing really well, and it's nice to see you. Most of the people from Basecamp wind up coming up to the VIP level. It's a nice introduction and to the group, and it's not we deal with some really complicated, in-depth things, and it's not always simple. You guys have to know that it's not always the most simple, but it's just. When we get into, a lot of people will tell you, well, it's not financial advice. People don't even know what financial advice necessarily is. One thing I will always say, though, is, but I want it to be financially accurate. There's nothing wrong with me demonstrating a strategy, a mathematical strategy that if based on a level of volatility is going to result in profits. I can still tell you that's not financial advice, but if it's going to make money, I can do the math. You can do the math. Let's say there's a I don't want to get it too technical in terms of like a volatility ratio. There's a certain level of volatility, let's say, which allows things to move up and down 30% in this one market. This is kind of an easy idea, right? An easy example. Okay, 20 or 30% within a market, and we're going to enter, and we're going to protect ourselves from exposure on the upside, and we're going to gear our investments to where that 20 to 30%, let's say it has a frequency to it as well. It likes to repeat that 20 or 30% every 4 or 5 days. Okay, well, what would it do over a month period of time? And let's say it's within a channel. Let's add that. It's within a channel. Okay, now it's within a channel. There's a 20 to 30% variability in terms of the volatility of it. Okay, great. And we have the repeat every 3, 4, say 5 days, something like that. Okay, what are we going to do over a month? Well, okay, and it's within a channel. Oh, beautiful, right? Now, this is not always the case. This is not what this is just an example. Just an example of what, essentially, guys, what the mathematics are going to say. It doesn't have to be financial advice. It doesn't have to be, we're getting into the exactitudes of, I'm not going to cover your federal, state, and local, international exchange requirements or rules. We're not into that stuff. I'm talking about mathematics. I'm talking about a strategy to say, okay, great. Well, if we're involved more heavily on the downside, because we don't want, the one thing we would not want is, if there's volatility within a channel, we can't, for instance, we cannot, if we choose to profit, we cannot stack the entire amount of cash on the top of the channel. Okay, just like this. We can't do that and expect to profit. Now, if we were in 4th grade or 5th grade, we would be able to come up with this exact scenario. We're using the Dogecoin chart to come up with this, to prove that if we were to go down to the bottom side of this, okay, of the channel, with that type of a strategy, that we're going to be in the red, right? And it's going to cover up the entirety of the red. The whole thing's going to be in the red. Right? That's not advice. That's a mathematical fact. If, however, so I discuss these things because we shouldn't be hesitant to speak about logic and to speak about strategy as it applies to things. Now, if, however, we decide to enter on the lower part of the channel with the expressed volatility ratios, et cetera, if we're looking at, say, a 20 to 30% every 3 to 4 days, okay, and how are we going to do over a month period of time? Well, if this channel is, let's say the channel right here is the 30 to 40%, and we've entered into, let's say we've structured our investments kind of like this, kind of in line with this, right? Well, what's going to happen over 34 days? Well, we're probably going to do every 3 or 4 days. We're gonna be able to build, instead of the one big red one or multiple red ones. Well, we're gonna be able to stack this out like this. Okay. So that's not investment advice. No, that's just like a mathematical principle. That's like a logic flow that we're gonna be able to create multiple instances of cash as we operate and coordinate our behavior logically within this channel. Within the paradigm and the scope of it, let's say there's the line of support and a line of resistance within the price behavior is going to function within that. Okay, great. So yeah, all we need to do is apply some logic and rationale and common sense. People who apply logic and rationale and common sense to their investments are the ones that typically do well. The ones that refute kind of common sense, the ones that, and it's not always the ones that just get in early, guys. Particularly when trading, when people start to trade. If you speak with an investment banker, if you speak with someone who, trades in the market, they will tell you, you have to be able to hit that button, right? You have to be able to sit there and hit that button, right? You just have to. It's part of the game. You have to be able to do it. Most people don't know what that means. People think that means, well, okay, that means I have to buy, right? That means I have to be able to hit the button and buy. We immediately go to that. Mentally, we're geared towards that. Okay, we have a psychology that kind of belongs to us. For some reason, we don't know how we grew up with this psychology. Some of you have studied psychology. I've studied it in relation to some different things with humans, human psychology. So as we look at that, we understand, when you hear that from an investment banker or from a broker, right? You immediately go to, in your mind, well, I have to be able to hit that button. I understand. Okay, I have to be able to anytime. Just okay, I got to hit that button. I just hit it. Okay, good. But you go to buying. That's where you go to in your mind, is buying. Now, that's not necessarily the case. That's half of the story. The other half of the story is being able to sell. People have a horrible time selling. When I bring that example up to people, probably 95% of the people, if I say, what does that mean? They'll say, well, you have to be able to hit the button. You have to be able to buy it. Okay. Very few people understand when someone says to you, you have to be able to hit that button. You have to be able to, you have to be able to buy, right? And then you have to be able to sell. The people who can sell are the people who can make the money. I'm going to tell you, because profit requires you to sell at a higher price than what you bought at previously. And in that order, unless you're dealing with options. Okay? We're not big on options. My friends and I, whatever we do on the side is what we do on the side. It's not restricted. There's no it's not like, well, we don't deal with derivatives. We don't deal with bonds. If you guys want to discuss that in the DM, the direct message group, if you guys are into that, go for it. We've had great days where we've talked about options. People made heavy amounts of cash on AMC in our group, right? Yeah. Sir Charles, looks like I want to wish you the best of the best wishes as you're getting that surgery done. I want to make sure that is documented, that I did read that. Sir Charles, we really hope that you feel better and that you go through your healing process. Please make sure and heal up for us. We're counting on you. And it's great to have you in the VIP. So that's Sir Charles. He's a great guy. He did really well. He made $5,000 his first day. So with the group, that's really nice. A lot of people wind up here because it's not the same old. It's not the same old song in terms of people. And today was a nice day because Doge was a little flat. And what did? We nailed the pricing target on AMC, right? I know there's a lot of hype around AMC. I'm not into that, right? It's not that I don't like it. I will listen to it. I'll get into it. I just think that the David versus Goliath thing, it's kind of emotional. I kind of don't know that I want that necessarily taglined into my memory banks for the entirety of the year. It's like, well, now I'm on a David versus Goliath, a quest against the stock market institutions. When I've grown up and I've loved the stock market, right? I've just loved it. That's part of why I went to Duke. It's why I studied at Harvard Business School. It's just why I've done a lot in my life, is because I love the stock market, right? So I just I've loved it. It's not to say, well, there's some things that need to get regulated. Absolutely, that's easy. That's but maybe it takes a push like what's going on right now. So it's nice to see that maybe they're going to rein in the naked shorts. I guess that term may completely disappear. That's fine. That may go by the wayside. So, but I don't pick those ideological fights. I'd rather focus on training people in technical analysis. I want people to do well. I want them to definitely have good times. I want people to do well in the market, right? I know we can. I see Kent Gifford up there right now. His picture. He's an alpha trader. He's a good guy, and I look forward to him doing well. I see Marion pop up. He and his girl out in Belgium. I just love the fact that he's like the scout. He's really great. He's looking to get certified with the New York Institute of Finance. I see, pop up Garland. Garland's been trading futures for 15 years, right? That's phenomenal. He's got a great entry and exit, market strategy. It's just nice. I see Beto, this professional. I mean, this is. It's funny because I grew up with a lot of pictures, like in my office and different things. I'd always grow up with pictures of, businessmen and pictures of, what would I say, like stockbrokers and things like that, three-piece suits and everything like that. So, yeah, that is just the, and now we're just, we're all friends. We're hanging out, and it's nice to see you guys continually. And we have, what's that, Fernando? What's up? We have, family people. We have a good group. We just do. And we love our group. It's going to be difficult. It's just, I don't know. We just like making profits too, right? It's like a bunch of people want to beat the market. Okay, are they good? Yeah, they're good. All right, I'm there. No problem. So we'll see how Doge wants to pick up. I've got an alarm set. An alarm bell will be triggered. Okay, I deal with a lot of alerts, guys. I can help you program your trading view. We can spend a little bit of time in sessions or some different stuff, but a lot of people in the group are very functional with that. There's kind of a process, just to understand when you do get involved with VIP. It could be something maybe about a month you'll get into, and you'll start to really harness in. But some people have studied this for their whole life. I studied economics heavily at Duke. That was just undergrad. Did some additional, graduate level work at Harvard Business School. And it's a lot of work, right? So, that's time to cut loose every now and then, right? College was fun. So as we look at this, I'm building up to where I have this RSI kind of indicated in line with the previous levels. If you see, in line with kind of the previous, major levels, the major instances where it decided to do something kind of really positively, right? So I wanted to break down, and I really did break down the levels at which sometimes it would really, really dig into the RSI, okay? Let's say here it really dug into the RSI. Didn't do a whole lot more except for the fact on the candlesticks, it made more of a move. But it's still, at every one of these levels, more or less, it's making some kind of a move. So we can, do some differential analytics on it. I'd say some differential analytics would allow us more or less to get to a level where this is going to at least have some kind of a trade. Not necessarily there right now. It could be. There have been a few instances where it has gotten to this level and performed very well. So you're either on the cusp of going lower to, and I'll say just hitting another lower level below. If you are, it's very easy. You can buy at that level if you have the predetermined levels. That's the key of what we deal with, is we have some gradient kind of scaled, I'd say, some kind of scaled approach to this, where if it goes down, we buy more. Why? Because, and it's not just, they're not haphazard. They're very calculated. We try and maximize. Doge doesn't always perform exceptionally well, right? It doesn't always perform, technically speaking. But it does like to go through its runs, and I just think Elon and his team, he likes it, just period. But he also knows it kind of needs to set the standard, right? They're SpaceX and Tesla, and Elon knows it needs to set the standard. I think that's a reasonable expectation that Doge needs to kind of set the standard in line with Bitcoin. He's a big fan of digital currency. He's your PayPal guy, right? So as we look at this, he's been into, digitized transactions for a while. PayPal is the run of the mill, right? It is the it's kind of the standard right now. So it's nice to know that he is on the side of Doge and of Bitcoin. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and see where it is at, because we had sent this out slowly moving, but moving, right? Slowly moving, but moving. And now it's looking like it's a little bit more. As I started the stream, it was kind of trying to hold and move back up, right? Now it's looking like my probable, and I stand on this, right? The probable is a little more probable in terms of it moving down to this area. Why? Because we're in the midst of a retracement, right? Absolutely. So we would expect this bullish pattern to fail. Can it pick up on a Fibonacci? Absolutely. Could you dive in? The first thing that we do essentially when we look at, a recent interim high, okay? A recent interim high is going to give you the opportunity to come up with your Fibonaccis. Your Fibonaccis are pricing targets. Use your tool on TradingView. This is the Pro Edition. On the bottom right, next to all the exclusive members, you see TradingView Pro. Those are your pros. Okay, some of them may be learning, right? Anyone can learn. It's a quick process, guys. It's not a complicated process. It's a pretty quick process. So I put mind the gap here just so that we know. What was the gap? The gap is in between these two channels that I had kind of just made here, because everyone was expecting it to go up. Everyone was talking about it going up, and me to my group, and it was not easy to write because everyone was expecting it to go up because it just had all this velocity to the upside. Everyone was talking about it going up. All the channels were, oh, it's back, it's pumping. It's still in a retracement. It's still heading down from $64,000. So, it's still, the probabilities are that it is going to go back down. That's not popular because people want it to go up and they want to make money when it goes up. I want to make money at pricing targets. I don't care if it goes up. And the difference is, I'll say this, I'll make money on the way up or the way down. How will I make money on the way up? Because I emailed, I texted, I direct messaged everyone in the VIP group. Everyone. Saying what? Set an alert if this wants to break out of the bull flag, right? This is a pattern formation. It's a standard of the industry. This is it's Wall Street talk, guys. It's market talk, not anything we find off of Google. We're not Googling information. We're using the textbooks, right? I got it right here. You hear this? Yeah, like textbooks. Like I got a fireplace mantle full of Harvard books. Right? I studied at Harvard Business School. So, yeah, this is the real stuff. This is not like, well, we found it on Google. No. I'm not going with that. I'm not going with the weekend warrior on Google to find out, you're just not going to get there. We're not going to get there. So we have more advanced kind of training techniques. Okay, it's not that much more advanced, but we're in the market. We're sophisticated learners. We're diligent people. We might as well kick it, right? Might as well just let's dig into this, right? It doesn't mean we don't have to be any fun. It doesn't mean, come on. It doesn't mean we can't watch the meme factory take place and, and Elon have a good time. I mean, Elon's as successful as you can get, very well educated. There's a lot of educated people in the space right now who, it's like, God, the last year has been brutal, right? Last year and a half has been brutal. We have to have a little bit of fun, right? No problem. So, if we do cut loose and have some fun, if the channel looks a little, on the weekends, normally you guys know it, last weekend it was all gold and candy and all this different stuff. Now it's just, it's kind of like, wow, but I don't know, it's something for me to look up. And I know that anyone who tunes into it, at least they'll have an idea of what we're doing. Some people will come in and they're talking about, at least I'm not talking about politics right now. I'll say that. I'm not talking about politics. We can get into that. I'd like to talk about making money continually. But when we talk about pricing targets, people don't understand what a pricing target is. It's not always popular. We may not fundamentally really have communicated, perfectly thus far on what is a pricing target. What are the expectations of someone in the market relative to a pricing target? You've decided you want to invest in something. Okay. Am I going to have a bad discussion with you in 2 weeks or a great discussion with you in 2 weeks? What's that going to depend upon? It's going to depend upon your price entry. That's great if you want to invest in something, but at what price? Because the price tells you everything. The price is everything. The current price at 35 cents, right? As we look at this, as I pull up the pricing here, yeah, that pricing right there is telling you everything. That 35, that's Bitcoin right now. We're on Bitcoin now. The 35,427, right? It's broken down from about 37,914 today, right? The price is telling you everything. What is communicating levels of the pricing to you right now? What is a pricing target? A pricing target is established by the Fibonacci's, the 38.2. Well, how do you know that? Because I just drew the Fibonacci on it. Okay, I just used the pricing tool. And I just saw the hit right here. Right here. Okay, the first thing that happens, okay, when you deal with a recent or an intermittent high, either on the aggregate or otherwise. You see the green circle? That's an institutionally recognized level of the Fibonacci. You see the hitch, the little dog leg in it, right? And no one's going to sit here and talk about with a group of people why it just did that and be able to communicate why it just did that. The 38.2 right here, the 35,517. There were orders there. How many orders? Well, probably enough to accumulate a little bit, right? Someone probably is operating within this scope here of having some lighter exposure, but still enough to kind of reaccumulate back in, develop kind of a profit model, right? Cash, double or triple down, heavyweight towards the downside, right? So that if it decides to, again, go through one of these circumstances where, it had a nice rise in price here, right? Had another nice rise in price here, had another nice rise in price here. Yeah, but people want it to go up. Oh, they want to know whether or not a new bullish trend is going to establish itself. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to deploy a strategy like this on Bitcoin or whatever other investments I'm involved in. And I'm going to accumulate with cash heavyweight on the downside. I'm going to double and triple down as I get into each level. And I'm going to structure my cash, guys, perfectly in line with the demand curve. The lower the price, the more demand I have. And I'm going to preserve, on top of this, I'm going to tell you this kind of triangulated approach here, it's going to apply, in here. Again, I'm going to go from the low to the high. I'm going to schedule cash up, okay, essentially. Heavyweight on the downside, lighter exposure towards the top. It's just in line with the demand curve. If it's more expensive, I don't have much demand. Like if I have too much demand, everyone's talking about, well, it's going now. What a disservice, right? And, if it had broken out a little bit, it would have been nice. I've said that before, and it's broken out like 4 or 5%. It's like, well, it's not much. Well, that's 4 or 5%. People who play with big money, sometimes they just want 4 or 5%. Like, fine. And on the aggregate, they may still be correct. I'll say that. So we want to talk about things going up. It's fun. It's fun to experience that because it requires less. And everyone's wrong. I'll tell you that from time to time, everyone's going to be wrong. No one's going to be right 100% of the time. So just enjoy it. If you're ever wrong, just enjoy it, huh? I'll tell you, I'm going to enjoy it if you're ever wrong because it's probably not going to happen that often. How about that? So we'll decide to enjoy it. But mind the gap was this gap between the channels potentially. And I showed that the people this morning because everyone's talking about it breaking out. Bitcoin's going back up to 50,000, then to 55,000, then to 60,000, and everyone gets on that train immediately, right? So it's still just in this retracement and this channel. So yeah, with the application of the money at this level, it's going to be at these specified pricing targets that are built in with Fibonacci. The Fibonacci is your pricing tool. That's it. What is it? It's a retracement tool. It tells you how much of the percentage is given back. It's the standard of the industry, like of the investment industry. It just is. We have the tools available in TradingView. You also have them in your crypto exchange page with Binance. They give you the prices and they give you Fibonacci's? Huh. So they expect you to do and deal with that as part of your crypto holdings. Interesting. So it's not something that's exclusive to Wall Street. Not at all. It's something that is made available to you. That are you expected to use it? I don't know, guys. And you're not expected to do anything. You can have your own strategy. You can have your own rationale. Right? Yeah, you definitely can. But when I show you the Fibonacci, when we go through it on AMC and it works, when you go through it right here and you see this kind of a dog leg, when you see it pattern behavior down to what I sent the VIPs this morning, is that probable as we go down, right? You're already seeing we're right. That's just it. What we sent this morning is right. We are retracing, okay? That's just what was more probable. The other could have happened. We were ready for it to go up. That's the other thing. When you talk about it, what I'm not going to do is try and encourage a bunch of people to invest, right? Necessarily. Normally, if I'm saying, something looks like it's going to go up, we have a position. We're willing to write it up. If it does go down, we're always ready to do what? And you'll very rarely hear me say something's going to go up without explaining what. We're always ready to double or triple down at the lower levels. Always. I'm not involved in anything, guys, financially, anything that I'm not ready to double or triple down on at lower levels. And most of the times that's because it has expressed a level of volatility. Okay, so I like volatility. It's an opportunity to profit. Truth. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin. The probable is it's already now. It's already occurred. I'll say that it's in the process. Once it's broken down from that, it's working into its Fibonacci's, which it's just beautiful. I really enjoy the markets, guys. I really enjoy them. I have enjoyed them for a long time. I enjoy price action. I enjoy an accumulated kind of approach with cash heavier on the downside. I enjoy having cash reserves. Okay, and now understand a lot of people would enjoy just investing all that. I would like to get a chance at investing all that. Well, I mean, would you put cash in at a high level? Because I wouldn't really carry anything into this higher level, until it broke out and it became technically indicated that maybe we're going to move to the upside. Maybe we broke through this channel, and then I'm trading in line with. I know exactly the other crowd that's trading this particularly, and I can see whether or not they're excited about it. I can see whether or not they're laying into this investment, this breakout of the bull flag. I'll be able to see that. Right? So, that's exciting to me. That's a good thing, and that's a lot of fun. As we look at Doge, as we look at what would we say? As we look at Doge or we look at Bitcoin, it is a different story, right? There's different cultures to it, and there's a different way to. There's a different way to approach each investment. You could say that one is a high cost investment, right? The other is a kind of a meme investment. They're categorized as meme investments. That's not an insult at all. It's what that is, and we're hitting some different levels right now on definitely on Doge. Doge is showing some patterned. I'd almost say some. What would you call it? Some patterned support, kind of at an interval level. But I think people who understand, what that comment means would agree is that it looks like it's receiving some patterned buys at almost a frequency interval. That's what I would anticipate that it is. All of this etching that you're kind of seeing, this real, as we were to look at this real kind of scripted, narrowed, and it's building it's getting a characteristic to it a bit, but that is a very, that's very indicative of just a heavy amount of kind of scripted buying, selling, etc. What's going on here? Just that's not normal pricing behavior. Let's compare that to to Bitcoin. We're just on Bitcoin. Like, we're not necessarily seeing that, right? It's more in line with the fluctuation. There's more in line with, we do see some of it here. I'll say that. Yeah, we definitely do see some of that here. So I don't know. What is it different about? There's something that's making this feel different for, I guess, because it's so flat here. This was one of the instances where I was just like, this is just, it's so scripted for such a long period of time. That was the one thing that really got me on in terms of analytically looking at, that was 2 days, over 2 days, literally just, that's some highly programmed, I'd say market activity. Not necessarily troubling, but in terms of wanting to look at potentially like something like AMC or otherwise, yeah, we went to AMC, right? We did. I did a few videos. I was so exhausted when I cut that AMC video. I tried to get it through. I was so tired that I didn't. I don't know how well I was able to communicate anything. I was extremely tired. I think the market and everything else just made me exhausted. So if you guys ever hear me on tape like, London's exhausted, I am at some time. So I didn't have any coffee either today. So that's no excuse. No coffee is not an excuse, but I didn't have any. I was like, wow, I was so tired. I was telling people, I was like, I'm so tired. I didn't have my coffee. So I'll make sure and have my coffee next time. Just a little bit of coffee. So the chart's looking kind of nice with Doge. It just looks, it looks, that's a nice chart. Nice price action. A lot of you have holdings. Some people have cut loose, like Joshua. It's nice to hear Joshua, whose stepfather is Garland. And, Garland's been around in the market for a long time. I know Joshua is looking forward to, he's a VIP member. He's looking forward to trading full-time. So we're very excited for Joshua and for the whole family. They're also expecting a new baby boy. That's very nice. That's very nice. That's very exciting for us as a group to be able to enjoy that dynamic. We really appreciate them being a part of the group. So, shout out and congratulations to all of you. I think Jason's lit also. He's a military guy. I think he just had a child. Or he's got one on the way as well. And not sure if Jason's looking at doing trading full time, but I do know that that it seems like that's the inclination is that people want to trade full time. That's really great. That's really great. It gives us a lot to talk about, doesn't it? Absolutely. And it's nice when we see a day like today. I'll forever kind of celebrate today. It was kind of a nice, interesting day because we went to AMC, irrespective of how tired I got. I was just very tired, exhausted. I have to be honest about that. I'll tell you, if I'm tired or wiped out, I think I made that video on AMC. I'm like, that was just a tired video. I'm going to bed. I was like, I just have to go to sleep. So I just fell over, just like I just going to bed. Had to complain for a minute, then I went to bed. That bottom level interfib that we ran into here, the bottom level interfib gave about a 10% move to the upside. Not much, something. Opportunity to book a positive trade. So amidst a fall in the price, kind of two levels, opportunities just to book a positive trade. It skipped its golden pocket. That's kind of a sign of weakness, I'd say, or just a deliberate move. Normally it wants to hit that golden pocket, right? So very kind of rare event. Doge missing its golden pocket. Wow, you have to say that's a big deal, huh? People we know our golden pockets, it's pretty severe, huh? It decided to miss its golden pocket. That's the 61.8. And guys, you'll see all these figures. You don't have to calculate them. Get out your Fibonacci tool. It's automatically there. The 61.8 is your golden ratio, right? So it normally wants to respond very well to that. It makes me think maybe something's going on with the RSI or another indicator. It's restructuring itself if it doesn't want to play well on that level. Kind of interesting, huh? There's something kind of afoot. And Doge is interesting because it challenges us technically. We have to admit, for the long-term investment that it is, or that it has become this year, at least from month to month, definitely from per annum, it's been very interesting, hugely profitable. But it also has represented some degrees of challenges to technical analysis, hasn't it? Huh? Very interesting. I think that's very interesting for us because it challenges us to think outside the box. Now it's challenging us to get involved potentially in some other and not a redirective force of, well, we're out of Doge, right? No. What we are involved in, though, is the opportunity to branch out as a group, to get involved in, and a lot of people showed up already involved in AMC, et cetera. So that's a good dynamic to get involved in, and in terms of branching out and seeing what else there is. Let's see what we have. What do we have? Andrew's in the house. Andrew, so nice to see you. That's one of my favorite guys. Definitely one of my favorite guys. Andrew, we are so glad that you're here. Nice to see you in the chat. How have your trades been? And we have Tattoo Mafu is also in the house. Hey, Tattoo, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. We have a good little group here. Would love to have you as a member of it. No, you probably just dropped on by to say hello for a minute. But we have a real serious group kind of behind, kind of behind the scenes here that we're doing real well. James Johnson has just joined, and he's doing real well. It's nice to have James. James, we'd love to have you at that VIP level. We think you'll be very impressed. You can always cancel after a month or whatnot if you're not happy, but people are very happy in the group. If that is of interest to you at all, if you're interested in the channel, we think that you'll be very, very satisfied with your investment. And before you make one more potentially wrong investment, maybe you've made a lot of right ones. If you have, I think it'll be a no-brainer for you to join with some other people that have done real well. And before you make another wrong one, if you've made any mistakes, if you guys are in the process and you've made any mistakes, we just encourage you to turn over let's start a new book. Let's start a book of trades that looks positive and has a bunch of positive trades in it, because the market's going to teach you lessons when you lose money. Unfortunately, I bring this up a lot, and you don't want those to be. When I was at I think Duke University, I had started to invest a little bit. Started to figure out I can invest now. I can open my own account, and the lessons that I've learned since then, also at graduate school, I studied at Harvard. The nice place, and some other schools, graduate level work at some other schools. But the issue is that the market it's real emotional. It's very exciting to get involved in. But when you lose money, it teaches you a lesson. A lot of times people don't want to go back to the market. And that's one thing that I always look out for is people that are involved in the market right now. I really kind of feel this, I know that we have the ability to positively impact people. And that's the important thing, is that when we have that ability to positively impact them, it's almost like if we can help someone in a certain way, I don't see why we wouldn't, And I think we all agree with that from the group perspective, that we're able to not only develop our skills, but we almost, I don't know, because we'll run into a circumstance where some people don't want help, right? Some people don't want to get that level of help. And for the ones that do, though, and can receive it, it's kind of like, I don't know that we have a duty, but I certainly feel like, just my plight in life, that it's a nice thing to be able to do, because people are going to have a bad impression. And it's not, the problem was, for me, this is where I get to, for me, and maybe for you as well, when you first learned your lessons in the market, it was cool because you probably met one guy or one girl or something else that was in the market, and they gave you, some pointers or tips, and this is how you do this or that. You're like, okay, great. Or maybe your parents taught you a little bit about it. But it didn't come with the full manual, right? And we had to learn some of these lessons the hard way. And because there wasn't like a full manual, it's like, I guess I have to say this, like I always had the principles of technical analysis, but until I started applying technical analysis, until I really started getting into the framework of it, down to the Fibonacci's and to the buying strategy, everything else, I really didn't know beyond a hunch of a guess of, well, I think, I got into commodities a little bit. I deal with some structuring and some options and some advanced stuff, still money-making stuff, right? But I still didn't have like a complete, full-on target, in scope approach to things. It's like I had the upside handled. I didn't have the downside really appropriately handled. So when I'd reach a threshold, I really didn't I didn't employ pricing targets accurately for a while. Once I started doing that, the whole ball game changed. I didn't have any fear at all of the upside or the downside whatsoever, and I looked at them equally. And when people can do that, when we as a group can do that, I know we can. Now we can. That's just a really phenomenal thing to be able to share with people. I mean, because the percentage of people that understand that degree of the market, or that have that degree of comfort with the market, it's probably, would you say it's less than 1% that understand we're going to be fine on the way up and on the way down, and that really internalize and deploy that strategy? It's less than 1%. So I'm excited when people, go ahead and say that yes, they want to be a part of a group, like that, because it would seem like everyone wants to be a part of that, but there's still people still hold on to this notion that, well, we want it to go up right now. We don't even want it to, and it's interesting because even if they've lost money in the market, they won't want to admit that it may go further down. It'll be an unpopular opinion for them. So the same reason they can't operate in the market is kind of the same reason they can't accept it as a solution. And so the best that we can continue to try and educate, just ourselves, other people, and kind of recirculate a strategy just involves price targets on the way down. You're going to hit a support line, just drop a racquetball. Take a racquetball chest high, drop it. Boom. You're going to get some positivity there, right? You don't have to be a part of the whole drop. You can just, you can take it from the ground, cut loose at the top, and, get it within 5 or 10% of where it goes on the top. Real easy stuff. And it doesn't have to be complicated to where it doesn't have to be a down day every day, but you're still making money. It doesn't have to be like that. You can operate positively on things that still have high levels of emotion, like AMC. AMC is still real exciting. A lot of positivity, a lot of like bull run rush. Get up in the morning. Let's hit it. We got AMC going. Seriously, that's what's going on right now. So amidst the time that we have a little bit of just kind of, well, we're retracing. Okay, we're retracing. We hit another target. Not exactly. It doesn't have to be like that. I just kind of laugh because it doesn't have to be that that's sour, right? It doesn't have to be that sad. In the midst of this process, though, while you're exhibiting some patience on Doge, and Doge has rewarded people who have been patient. Absolutely. It just has, guys. It's been a phenomenal investment for people who have decided to be patient with it. So we'll be patient with it. And that's one of the, because we like to trade all the time. I know Lars and Andrew are like, this is true, because we like to trade. We like to engage in trades. But it's funny, we do have a challenge, but you guys are just so sophisticated. It's nice to deal with you. And you're professionals. I have to say that in every sense, gentlemen and ladies, it's nice to know you guys, and it's nice to be able to interact. And I really value the interactions that we have. So, and boy, was I tired earlier on. I listened back to the tape and I just sound like I'm about to fall over. It's okay. I had to get the information out on AMC. I felt like we had to do that. Even if just 10 people in the group, because you guys had traded into it, et cetera. So I wanted to update you that we had a positive trade on it because not everyone's watching the market. So I was like, I have to get this out. So we did get that out, and it was just one of those things. And next time I just need, I don't know, maybe I need a Mountain Dew. Maybe I should do the Dew next time before. I could do that, I guess. That's funny. I did the market research. Andrew, I know you just showed up, but I did the market research on a few different channels this evening, just in a space, just to look around, kind of see what there is. And my gosh, our group, we blow it out of the water. We really do. I mean, to the point that we just have such a sophisticated crowd. And I don't know if I showed you. Let me show you. What do we have? There we go. Right here. Angel just joined. So Angel just joined, and this was really nice. I was drawing on the screen. I was sitting there drawing out triangles representing investment. It's small ones and large ones. This is an interesting one. I'm not sure I've been to that specific area, Angel, but I know a place in Switzerland that has a few of those. So nice place in Switzerland. So yeah, Angel just joined, and I've been bringing up. Let's see, different people in the group. Angel, Andrew's a great guy. He'll be around. He's a cool dude. Lars is a great girl. She's really phenomenal. Sir Charles is is one of a kind. Wouldn't trade him for anybody. James, you just joined. James, I'd really like you to have access to that back room group. But we appreciate having you in base camp. It's really nice to have you in base camp. So unknown subject. Very interesting. Very interesting name. Looks like James Johnson's got a good profile pic. And, yeah, the good thing about being around in the group right now is you'll definitely learn some good things. Daniel Arendt is over in, I think, a different time zone. Aren't you, huh? Buenos dias. I think you're in a different time zone. Not in that time zone, but anyway. So Omer is over in Australia, and we have, let's see what we have. Daniel Arendt, Lars. So, yeah, wanted to bring that up to your attention. Mars is in the house also with Jeremy. So just scrolling back through, making sure I check in. Jag, Emprise, Zephyrin. I think it's Base Camp, along with Tess Pierce, Joyride, definitely VIP, Jay in the house, Suave. So, yeah, just scrolling through, getting some indications in terms of who is around. Yeah, Andrew, I figured you were out partying, I got to tell you. I was like, well, yeah, I just didn't know what you were up to. So, yeah, Angel writes a good question as to whether or not this is a public chat or just a VIP chat. I can change the chat to VIP, but I have to stream from within YouTube, which makes it a little bit more difficult to set up and to have all the full features that you currently have on the video. So that's just kind of the way that works. And yeah, we can we can do those exclusive chats, but it's not something that we always set up. We have to go through, and I can't redesignate that. I spoke with YouTube about that in depth. Actually, was it yesterday? Quite a bit in depth yesterday, and they don't have a good solution to it, unfortunately. So, yeah, I checked on that. Interesting that you would say that, Unknown. Very interesting. But we keep good tabs on who is here and who is not, and if someone doesn't belong, even if they are, if someone's unhappy, we let them. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Lars, London, VIP, and friends. What's up, Andrew? Yeah, it's nice to have you. Andrew, we nailed this AMC. I know you know that, but I think I sent that to you. Was very happy because we're kind of searching for some price action. We got a few little small trades on Doge, but it's not that it's just kind of slow going. You know, it's just letting us it's letting us accumulate it, isn't it? It's interesting. The profile, if we were to look at this from a kind of, if we were to do some sort of diagnostic on this, Doge is letting us accumulate it. Right now, it's like, you really want to trade it? Why don't you accumulate it? For some reason, that feels like the message that's being sent. Because I haven't put my finger on it yet, but that's the message that's being sent with Doge. It's like, are you sure you don't want to just accumulate it? It's an interesting message, huh? It's almost eerie, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's somewhat sinister, I would say, at least in a serious capacity, because it is sending that message, huh? It's like, are you sure you don't want to just accumulate me? Because we're trading it, right? We trade everything, but you know, it's a good question to ask ourselves. Why would it be sending that signal? See, most people would take the signal, well, it's just, you know, we're not hitting we're still hitting the trade targets. We're still hitting the exact, you know, the nature of the, you know, of the Fibonacci definitely being, used here. But it's just either there's a really low tolerance, okay, for risk. Very interesting, possible. That's one possible conclusion. There's a low tolerance for risk, and people are definitely locking in. They want like 3 to 5%, maybe, right? I mean, people are just wanting like 5% and cut it, right? And you know, in terms of that, like as we look at, you know, different, you know, the previous high is 75 cents, right? And that's that'd be nice to get back to at some point in time. There's going to be a lot of accumulation. There's already been a ton of accumulation that has gone on. A lot of people have decided to get in these areas and around, you know, kind of the mid 30s, etc. So if we went down to the lower levels, it would be phenomenal because people could afford more Doge. I think ultimately it will get back up to these levels that we've previously seen, and they're beyond. the time frame, it may take a while. It may even it may get to the point where people say, you said it would get back up above that, and it's not. It may be that low. The difference is I'm going to have serious cash at the lower levels. All right. I had in around this time of January, I had, and before had, serious reserve cash then. I've been around with Doge for a while. Okay. So I keep cash reserves. So ready to deploy at lower levels. That's the way that I operate. So if it goes down, I'm happy. As a part of the cycle, I'm never going to look at the cycle of something and say, "Oh, I don't like that. I just don't like that." No. I'm never going to look at a cycle from a trading perspective. I'm never going to look at a cycle, whether or not this is up to $1 and back down to 50 cents or 75 cents, or it's up to $1 and it's back down to 1 cent. I'm never going to look at a cycle and become emotional or hold on to the idea that this cycle should not function the way that it should function. That flies completely in the face of every ounce of advanced learning we have, or diligent application we have, a technical analysis or fundamentals of trading, is to look at the cycle and say, well, no, I don't want it. I want it to break the cycle. I want it to go on up to such and such, and no, I'm not going to push an agenda on a cycle, become emotionally involved, or say that someone's not supporting the movement because they're following a cycle. No. Or even if there are, we're getting emotional about, if we're in kind of a dual tiered, system here, and we have different levels of price action. Something like this, I'm not going to get emotional about the fact that we're in kind of the mid-level right now with the pricing action. If you can see the kind of the yellow, huh? I'm not going to get emotional about that. We're within this consolidation range. Beautiful. What happens if we break down to this consolidation range? No problem. Zero emotion for me. I believe there's another level on top of this level. Almost definitely there's another level. When will we get there? How soon? It is not going to occupy my day. I'm going to be prepared for it to move up within this cycle. I'm going to be prepared for it to move to the next level in the next cycle, and I'm going to be prepared to operate in and around the lower level as well. That's going to be a measured approach I take, as people want to know, is it going up? Is it going down? This and that. Now, overall pricing targets, I've discussed those early on, at around 007 with people. Some people know that, from me. Well, we've discussed all that in around 5 and 6 cents. We discussed that, I'd be very surprised if at some point it doesn't get to, well over $1. I'll just state that. You have competition from things like Cardano, right? Definitely. Given downward momentum. There we go. You closed positive trades today. Good, Andrew. Good. Like to hear that. I closed positions, trades today. Limit set ready for another run at it. BTC, Engine, and Doge. Way to go, brother. Bravo. Bravo, bravo. I love hearing that. Makes me happy, brother. Good job. Way to go. Love when we get those positive trades. It's just essential, huh? It's for Andrew. Kind of loud, but definitely wanted to give him a rocket launch, because he's like that with his portfolio. Just nicely done. Yeah, we had a lot of downward momentum. Absolutely. You saw our Bitcoin. Yeah, now Bit's pouring out heavily in line with the rest of the market. It's been an interesting thing to watch its level of movement vis-a-vis some of the other. It's kind of, it took a solo approach, didn't it? It was kind of the outlier. It kind of divorced itself away from the rest of the market. For a while it did. It was the solo operator. It was the solo kind of champ. And it wanted to be that for a minute. So as we look at the current Looks like we found another dog leg. Let's move to the, let's go like the 15-minute. So it's receiving some support at these levels. Just right in line with a 38.2. Looks like there it's getting some additional action. That's fine. Orders are being placed when we see a new intermittent high, right? What's the first thing we do? Well, on breakdown, we immediately go into Fibonacci's, right? Redeploy at lighter levels. It's just not, it's not difficult to do, right? That way you can experience some volatility, some positive trades here. Andrew's just talking about the positive trades that he had. If we look at the volatility that has been expressed here, it's definitely something that you would have wanted to participate in. If given the option, you say, yeah, I would want to. I mean, that's something, right? So, you know, it's just, it is the key. It's not always very popular, you know, but, you know, it's good trade practice. It has the volatility expressed that is good trade practice. You have to admit, like, if you want to learn to trade, it's not a bad, you know, you could throw in very nominal amounts of money and just trade with nominal amounts of money and book positive trades. Once you start booking like 5 and 10 and, you know, maybe you book 10 positive trades a week, wow, that's starting to sound pretty cool, huh? And if it's just methodically, very easy with a pricing target and you're prepared on the lower levels, right? Always prepared for a breakdown through this level to the next level, which is, again, going to be another level that we've determined on a Fibonacci. Let's see what we have. So I just sent that out today. You got that this morning, Andrew, just in terms of probable. Yeah. Because it's in, you're like, I got it. Because everyone wanted it to break out. I did too. I said, even set your alerts in case it goes up, right? Of course. And it wasn't easy to write this morning. I'm like, I have to write this. Why? Because it's probable, right? You know, what is probable? I'm always going to stand behind what's probable. It's probable it's going to break down, right? And I know people got like, oh, great. London thinks it's going down. The whole world thinks it's about to break up. But it's just within the context, you guys know too, because all the big guys, all the main players, all the guys with 200,000, everything else, they're just spewing all this information at people where it's like, you know, I'm like, it's in a retracement. I was like, it's, you know, and, you know, just unfortunately, it is what it is. And I have to get to the point, can it turn around right now? Well, of course it could, right? Because they're always saying, now, could it maybe go down? Maybe. Possibly, of course it can. But I'm the one saying, well, the probability is that it's going to head back down. That's just the probability. So that is correct, that's the probability, whether or not it would have gone up or not, and we were prepared for it to go up. I have this little alarm bell right there and set and communicating with the VIPs, et cetera, in the back chats. That's the exclusive level of interaction that you get and communication that you get when you join the VIP level, right? When you join that VIP level, you're going to get the exclusive alerts. You're going to be kept abreast of the information like, hey, we have a breakout. You're going to get, you're going to get some cool stuff. So you're going to get pricing targets. All that different stuff is part and parcel of that membership at the top tier level. We offer more than any other channel on the planet in terms of what I've been able to determine, guys. It's a very much, I'd say it's an extreme value compared to the other channels. I looked at some of the other channels tonight. Some people are charging $99 for, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're charging any money for, but we have just a real big value proposition. It has to be a good investment. I have to say that. It is, I'll say that in terms of the group dynamic that is there, the ability to communicate in the context of like a enterprise, you know, security server is nice with Twitter, and it's just a safe place to kind of, you know, to operate. And yeah, it's nice like that. So we have that's a component of the community wherein you guys collectively generate a nice level of value for each other. And in terms of what I've been able to bring to the table, I just, you know, I continually work on that, trying to make that exciting. We were able to dig into AMC today a little bit, and we can make that a little bit more, you know, more of a constant issue. We were able to deliver this morning in terms of probable. You guys had a direction on the market early on. I still was able to go ahead and bring up the fact that, well, we could still break out of the bull flag. And so to deliver that information to the VIPs is important, right? To be able to be prepared for the both the probabilities of it, if you choose to accumulate, of course, right? Now, you guys will notice I'm not real big on, some people will do it. I know Lars, she'll do it. Andrew probably does it as well. In terms of accumulating, you'll see, well, someone's making money on this. Like, yeah, Lars and I talked about Bitcoin right before it took off the other morning, like, just matter-of-factly, discussing what are your trades, etc. So I don't push Bitcoin because a lot of people think it flies in the face of Dogecoin and everything else. There's a lot of arguments and everything, but it's just a price action, and it's been good practice for people, right? You have to, at some point, you have to say it's been really good practice. It's had so much volatility, meaning it's moved a lot. It's moved a lot. So it's a nice thing to cut your teeth on, right? I would say that. Let me see. Let's see. XLM. Yeah, XLM is an interesting one. I think we can take a look at XLM. That's a good question. XLM. There we go. Yeah, in terms of long-term or not, I'm real big on just price action. My deal is price action. Always also, irrespective of, and it looks like a nice chart, doesn't it? XLM looks, is it Stellar Lumens? I believe so. Yeah, they have some good, you're right on target with some of the fundamentals. It almost seems like it's up there, not quite maybe, but close to having the same kind of following that people would have with like a Cardano with smart contracts and technological implementation. It seems like XLM could be really great, just as BNB could be really great, just as, some of these other ones, yeah, it's kind of fitting in that niche. So it would be something that that might be really incredible to look at. But the incredible part to look at was all of this activity from 8 cents. That was a lot of, it's required a lot of patience too. What I'll say with XLM, you guys look at this, huh? Doge required some patience, didn't it? Yeah. Look at this. That's a lot of patience, huh? That's a long scaled, guys, long-term investment. It's funny you brought that up, unknown subject. You said it's a good long-term investment? I think you said, is it in play for keeps? Well, yeah, I mean, at some point, look at how this thing wants to really unwind, doesn't it? After you hit that 78.6, how annoying, huh? You guys want to know how trading works? Well, okay, you got picked up at the 78.6. Look at this in around December. Look at how market maker just came down, screamed down during some sort of crash event or something. Picked you up at that nice price. Then what happened? Well, then you got delivered up real quickly. Let's just take a look at this. And always, guys, you made 40% in a day or two. In one day, you made 50%. I've been discussing that more recently, like today. Andrew, what's up? Hello. Unknown subject, hello. Lars, hello. Jeremy, hello. Everyone who's listening, hello. Plug into what I'm saying right now. We have more opportunities to capitalize and achieve an immediate 50% pop, right? Yeah, we have that opportunity to achieve that 50% pop very quickly on these screaming red sky is falling day. And when it occurs, if you have your orders set up already at the lower levels, it turns into a very, very nice day for you. It becomes a big day for you. Like a day that can like set your month off, this is honestly, as we're kind of talking, but this is one of the things that makes trading during a retracement kind of like really key, is having lower levels with cash just ready to deploy, right? And it's just a matter of whether or not the market maker is going to come pick them up. But maybe you have, I don't know if you got 50 G's down at a lower level. I don't know. At some point, it's like, well, people will have, it's odd because people will be like, well, I'm going to make a move. I want to put $50,000 in. It just set a new all-time high. So that's going to get you 50 grand. Interesting dynamic, isn't it? Because we can explain away, well, it just set a new all-time high. It's been going, it has. And it's been going up. Oh, good. That's great. So we'll justify more sometimes, and I'll listen to people. You know, it won't stop going up. It's going to continue to go up and up and up and up and up. Oh, good. That's good. You let me know how that works out. Because instead of the 50 grand, I'll change it around, have fun with 5Gs. Right? I'll play around with 5 grand on it. Just, having some fun, maybe doing some different things. Maybe I've got the 50 somewhere else doing something else. Right? Strategically, theoretically, etc. Just, not advice for you guys. But yeah, whereas someone's going to justify and want to, the hype of the situation is going to want to pour all in, like, Stellar Lumen's at around $1, right? Well, it's going to, you're going to want to sell the house and the car and everything else almost. Well, I have to make more money. It's making so much money. That when you get into that, just take a step back, right? I'm not even going to say, I don't know, just understand this comes with qualification. But when you start really believing that crypto is a long-term investment, just unwind a little bit. Just relax and start thinking of the last few days, how it's gone, next few days, what you got. Because, we can look at a lot of long-term investments. The more important part of the equation is your cash at the lower level and expressed volatilities, in my opinion. Because if your cash is involved only at the lower levels, I did this last night, and you hit into here at this level of volume, if you were to hit at a higher level, well, I'm going to expend all my money. Well, it's more expensive up there. I know. It's more expensive. So you don't get as much volume if you put your money, even assuming it goes up. Now, things like to retrace. We just went over, early on, they like to retrace the 786 to the 61.8. It's kind of normal. Right? It's a normal thing. So let's say you invested up at the top. Let's take a look at it, how this would work out, just theoretically. All right, you invested at the top. How much volume did you get involved there? Let's see. Well, you got in at about this level, right? And, look at this. You got in at about this level. All right. And look, you went and made a new all-time high. Ooh, awesome. There you go. Look at that. You made all that. Nicely done, huh? Nicely done. Look at that, huh? You stacked all that. And let's say you were lucky enough to get out then, and then it decided to retrace. We're going to stack that right there, assuming you even got out at the right time. All right. We're going to leave that there just as a representative model. Now, let's say you decided to stack your cash like right now at the lower levels. Like right now you stacked heavier cash at the lower levels. Let's go ahead and say that. People want to say it's a long-term investment, whatever it is. All right, let's say you did that in around here, and you have a much larger amount of either the original amount of cash, which is going to achieve more volume, but instead of you putting, I'm going to put my 5 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand or $1 million, whatever it is, into this higher level, what's going to get you less volume, right? That the breadth of the volume is going to be less. But you still move up. Okay, good. That's good. So you timed it up right, and you didn't get caught in the glitch here with the hype and everything else, and you timed it up right, correct? Most certainly, right? If you were live with us on something, you probably did, but it's not easy because you get caught up in that emotion. Now, as we look at the lower levels, wow, we put that same amount of money down at the lower levels. Wow, we just got a ton of volume, didn't we? The breadth of our volume is absurd compared to up at a more expensive level, right? We got a lot more coins, a lot more stock. Yeah, and then you went up to, let's just say you went up to here. Okay. Nice move. That's impressive, huh? See, I'm really impressed with that move. Really impressed. Because then you're also doing something kind of like, this is the problem. As you would try and replicate this in terms of your opportunity cost, guys, do you know how bad this looks? For you guys to do the analytics and to continue to justify investing your money heavily at higher levels? I'm just curious. Do you know how bad that starts to look? Because you're still not even, I'm just trying to cover the surface area right now to let you know how much you missed out on. This is your possible gain if you timed it right. This here, these are kind of, more sure moves. Once you hit down into the lower levels, that's all you need. And you cover all that green instead of maybe this green. Whoa. Big, big deal. You see how much more volume at the lower levels in terms of it being at a cheaper price and you affording more? Do you see what that brings to the table for you? You can achieve the same move, but your exposure is greater at the lower levels. You afford more. You have more volume to carry up. While what? While the rest of the world went in heavy at the top. The rest of the world got the memo late like you did, and they've held it from here thinking and hoping it's going to go back up while they've generated all this red. Now, we cut loose on top. Profit requires what? That we sell high. After what? After we bought lower. In that order, unless we're dealing with options. Now, with the green at the bottom, it's the same amount of money. You're just buying more here, essentially. This is on your typical example, because typically people will throw in all the money in the world up top. Okay? So this is not on our standard, I'd say our standard strategy, right? This is not what we standardly would look at, right? But people want to throw in, well, I threw in $45,000 into it. At the top? Hold on. You didn't care? You threw that much money in? You didn't care? Like, you didn't even care about the price? Wow. Well, it was going up. The price was going, well, I know, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of expensive, huh? New all-time high? All-time high? Woo. Wow. Because, I mean, that's telling you it's high, right? It's an all-time high, right? Yeah. So when we look at this, and yes, things can build. Yes, it's nice to have something that can ride up. It's nice if you get into something at kind of the embryonic stage, and it's just that it's beyond a question that, well, we got in at, have to understand we got in at 0, 0, whatever that may be. That's great. That's a nice discussion. But when you look at the realistic, the way that things get your attention recently, and you gauge your investments, just understand that this, amount of, let's say, $10,000 right here is going to buy this much, or $100,000 is going to buy this much volume. By volume, I mean just kind of the breadth of your position, right? The breadth of your position. It's going to be about like this. If I can get into these now. Yeah, that's going to be about the breadth of your position. The same amount of money, some heavy cash at the lower level, which right now, if you put that cash at the lower level, the interesting thing, you'll justify putting the heavy amounts of cash in up top. You will. You will hook, line, and sinker. You'll be excited to talk about it. It'll be the hottest new thing. You'll justify putting the money in up top. You'll convince yourself and everyone else that it looks good with your new with your new Mercedes. Right? It fits, it's the hottest stuff in town. It's the brand new technological dream, and you'll get in there, right? You will. I know you will, because it's just easy to do, right? Well, it's a great story. It's the next big thing. Okay, but look at what you're buying. You're buying this amount of breadth. Things retrace. You just do. If you've been paying attention to my channel, etc., for a while, since Bitcoin started to have problems, heavy cash on the lower available for the lower levels, right? You just know they're going to retrace. This heavy amount of cash doesn't make a hill of beans of difference up at the top levels. The breadth is so limited, right? Maybe if you achieve up through here, and that's where really you have some more room to go, right? Whatever that percentage is, maybe it is a good amount of room to go. But that's what you wind up achieving here, right? It's just that. Same amount of cash at the lower level achieves all that breadth. And that move is about there. That's about a 10-time you're just for having the discipline to say, no, I want to buy down here. So when you talk about is something a good investment right now for the long run, yeah, it can be a good investment for the long run as long as your entry spot is good, as long as it's well calculated and you don't overpay. Because you can do this example right here. You can do it down here. I can do the same example down here, and I can continue to drive value towards the lower levels. You guys get that? Yeah. your breadth is going to be greater the lower that you go. I can draw the same exact thing out. Is it a good investment right now? Now I just draw the red right there, and you're like, we got it, right? Completely, you got it. Because what? You're going to put the same amount of money in that you would down here at the lower level. You'd put the same amount of money in right now here that you would here. That's why I'm always big on like this triangulation, the whole thing. Heavy cash available at the lower levels. It doesn't change. Graphically, visually, you see the difference now. You see right now when I draw this red, it's like, no, you understand completely now. It's like, gotcha. When you could have had this, and the point is the market maker may swoop down at any point in time, and the group is developed to the point where we can have these discussions. You guys understand it. The market maker may rain down and pick up what? He may literally rain down and pick up, and it may be uncomfortable. I can handle it. I think you guys can too. But if he rains down and I'm the guy in the midst of the pour down, I'm just like, guys, look, this is the target. This is what we're doing. This is the level. I'm not sure everybody can do that. If you set up your trades in advance and limit orders in advance to buy at the recognized levels, then you can handle that. That's nice. That's a lot of green at a much bigger level of exposure, right? You can handle that. Look at the volatility. More than that, maybe you're going to handle something like that. Now, what your mind will do is it'll want to start playing and saying, well, okay, that's fine. But what I want to do is I want to do, say, this right here. I want to do this here. This is how I'm going to beat the system. I want to do this here, and then I want to do this down here. You see, you'll start to say, well, I was available for this here when it was up here. Okay. So then he brought you up to here. What's crucial? You always have backup cash. That's the only caveat, is you always have to have backup resource cash in multiples larger than wherever you're at. Multiples. You cannot get washed out. You can't. It's not worth I really want to make this here. You know, I really want to maximize. It's not worth it, guys. Nothing's worth you getting washed out of the market. I know, but we're just going to do this. You are? What's going to happen with that? You just tell me. What's going to happen with that? Just play it out. On the odd probability that the 5 to 6 or 7% chance goes through and you wind up with that much red and this much green, you're not going to play that heavily with series cash. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you're not. Because I know people with series cash, and they don't play that heavily. It's not in the books. So that makes sense, right there, right here makes sense that you're scheduled up with limit orders. Excuse me, with limit orders, you're scheduled up for this level to participate about. You know, and I like this. This is okay, because look, yeah, maybe it's something kind of like this. Okay, and around this level. You know, but now we're changing the example, right? Now it's maybe whatever, a couple $100, a couple $1,000, 10 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is. If it's those figures, then okay, down here I'm going to set my limit orders for maybe 10 grand, and maybe instead of 100 grand, maybe it's $500,000, right? Maybe $500,000 in this area. Okay, no problem. That's fine. That's already set up. Okay. But if it's 10 grand or $500,000, whatever it is, or if it's $100, whatever it is, $500, just to get the idea of it is, if it's 10 grand, what's this? Well, I got 100 down here. If it's $500,000, well, I got like 10, right here. right? A multiple of what you've got, your exposure. And then at that, you're always gauging with how much really to crank in, right? And you're never going to make a decision that's as drastically out there, right? And the guys who trade, but I'll tell you, the guys that really trade, guys that have, 7-figure accounts, they're fine down here. They don't have a problem down here. They'll get in down here. The people who don't have 7-figure accounts, they're going to be the ones that are just going to push whatever the amount is. They're just going to push it up into here. And it's not just to be more aggressive. Okay, there's something that goes on when the 7 figures is there, that you operate in a different way than the people who don't have that. Because there's a rush, there's a panic, there's a need to get involved in things at more of an aggressive level. But you don't need to. You just don't need to. I haven't found a good excuse yet for someone that really, and maybe that's the problem. If people feel like they do need to. So, that would be the one thing is when people, when you come up and you decide that you've got to make money in the market, that's when people make decisions they probably shouldn't make. So in terms of the question was from one of our new VIPs. What's up? What is it? Unnamed member, unknown subject. The question is, was KLM XLM, was XLM a good long-term investment? You see how I look at a good long-term investment. Now it's gonna change from this ideology into where it's going to, ultimately, I would like to, in the near term, I cover the near term first. I'd like to build up this position down here on XLM. If it can get down there, it may determine for me whether or not it's a good long-term investment. So that's the way I would look at it right now, is if it can get down into some heavier volume or some heavier value for me, a higher level of value for me, which will be a lower cost. That will dictate whether or not right now it's going to be of better long-term value to me or not. Does that make sense? Because I'll get more volume at a lower cost basis, a lower price. That's going to dictate whether or not it would be a better long-term investment for me. If it's willing to go down a little bit more, then I'll play that dynamic into the volatility that I've recently seen, and it'll be a long-term better investment for me, just for me. So that's the approach I would take in analyzing an investment. Although it's nice to see some resilience, I'd like, me personally, this is just me personally, I hadn't had that specific talk. That way I've had a few different talks the last few days, just differently to kind of expand your way of thinking here. Just in terms of what would make a good long-term investment. A good long-term investment is one that you buy low to sell high. And I mean this low. Yeah. Copy that, huh? That's what makes it a good investment. Up at a higher price, it's getting all your cash. You're getting less volume. I like things that are willing to adjust, but they still have. I do like the fundamentals behind it. I appreciate you bringing it up. Unknown. So, what else do we have? I can kind of sort through, see if we got anything interesting. NMR's off a bit. What's up, NMR? What are you doing? Ant, STMX, Trias, Sheeb. Just gotta love Sheeb. It was a 2X. For some reason, it was very highly indicated Sheeb. So I told everybody, this is going to go up 100%. And it went up 100% within like 12 hours. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, I have a lot of money in my account. I'm like, well, it's a good trade. Welcome to the VIP. That was funny. On Sheeb. Who's going to buy Sheeb? Hey, Crypto.com, they listed them. So I'm like, all right, fine. Fine, Crypto.com. What do we got? AMC we hit today. That was fun. Glad we hit that. Heavy cash. Doge. The Doge. So, Dogecoin. doing what Dogecoin does. Looks like Bitcoin drop-off has slowed up a bit. So we're almost at the point where we're going to wake up in the morning and we're going to see something, right? Yeah, that happens. Yeah, we're going to get some rest. We're going to wake up and we're going to see something. So that's, that's interesting on the 2 hour. 2 hour will bite you a little bit. Looks like it's trying to get some traction there. It's nice that it has decided to move down a little bit. The option exists now for it to form an inverse head and shoulders. Can it happen? Of course it can. Let's look at what it would have to reach, the exact figure it would have to reach. It's just, it can. Let's see what we have. I'm just never going to stop being kind of bearish amidst a retracement, you know? And I've never stopped being bearish since we formulated the high. Believe it or not. Why? Because retracement was indicated. Well, you're just a negative person. No, I'm not. I'm hitting pricing targets. Literally, the first top level of that big first fall was a Fibonacci level. It was a pricing target. You guys know that? I don't know if you know that. When you hit an all-time high, I'm talking about setting up your orders. Look at this. You hit your all-time high, right? Yes. What was your first order? Your first level of Fibonacci that got hit? Well, it went down to the 23.6. Bam. So when you hit a new all-time high, you set up your orders. You see that? Bam. It's literally too easy, guys. I think you know it's borderline too easy. Like you just hit your Fibonacci's. Work your macro and micro fibs. Micro meaning the most recent interval. Macro meaning the big picture item. Right? There we go. Boom. What did that give you? That was a move. 10% would have been great, right? 20% would have been great, right? The next level down, hit. Next level down, hit, right? So if it falls through a level, what do you do on the next level? You double, you triple down. You cover the preceding level. Most of the time, it doesn't like to rifle through too many levels. The market maker is going to let you play most of the time. I'm going to say almost like 99% of the time. Almost, guys, 99% of the time. To where if he blows through a few levels, the program is kind of set up. The trading is kind of set up to where it's not going to burn too many. It's not. I mean, look historically at it. You can study the history of it. It's just very difficult to find circumstances where people have just gotten completely burned working the Fibonacci's. It's included in every trading. You know, it's not the only pricing tool that you can use. It's not the only indicator. There's 24 indicators that you can use around. You guys know that, around the Fibonacci's. From the MACD RSI to the, just whatever you want, guys. You can do a divergence. You can straddle your options with an iron butterfly. Literally, you can, right? And you can sell a put to cover the calls. You can do whatever you want to do, right? Or you can sell the puts and and wish you had just bought some calls. I guarantee you that, right? Sometimes. So let's see. And that's fine. Will it go down to here? I don't know. But you're already employed, just like at the top, You're already deploying. As soon as you get an intermittent high, that's great. Once it retraces, you're in. Or you play the breakout on the upside. That's your caveat to where you don't have to be emotional about it. Everybody wants to know if it's going up or going down. They may be emotional because they're invested in it. And they want to get back their money. I don't understand why you wouldn't trade and make money. You can trade and make money all day long. Literally all day long. As busy as you want to be, you can trade and make money all day long. There are predetermined levels of support. Not a guarantee as to your outcome. Maybe you can do it, maybe you can't. Let me say that. People trade all day long. When you say you're a day trader, people literally spend the day trading. They enjoy that. We don't trade to lose money, right? It's not complicated. We want to buy something when it's lower at a level of support, and we're going to sell it. All right. If you get compromised in a position, even temporarily, and you weren't able to, maybe some short moves or something, maybe whatever the circumstance would be, what's the solution? Have your cash at a lower level. You take care of your upside exposure. It's no problem. And you try and balance it out like today. Doge was kind of a little bit flat. No big deal. Right? Big deal. All right. It allowed for some accumulation. It's kind of pushing in that direction. Cool. Now, within that, though, also here at the group, it's like, you're going to trade. You're going to do stuff. We got to do something today, right? Just laser aligned in, like laser focused. That little green, kind of, sniper just absolutely just, lasered into that. Beautifully well done. So just, some action on the side while we're looking at things. Just bam. We hit it perfectly. So that was fun. We had a good time. Bam. Entering in with cash at that level. It's a level of support. You've achieved 20% since the entry. That's a nice move. That's a nice move today when Doge was kind of like, well, I don't know what Doge is doing. A little bit of a move, a little bit of another move. Yeah, not much, just small trades, kind of practice trades, just not serious stuff. Maybe you're accumulating and you just want to go through. If it takes you 10, 15 minutes to go through the orders, that's fine. This is Chris Brown versus Jason Derulo. The Crew League Season 2, Episode 2 Dogecoin promo. That sounds interesting. Not sure what that is. Appreciate you being here. Sounds like you got a mix on the entertainment crew. So I have an alarm set right now just with the RSI. We'll see what happens with the RSI. Doge wanting to be a little difficult, no problem. It's done that before, and then it over impresses. And it's just not the only cat in the hat, right? Or cat in the bag, or whatever we want to say. So we enjoy trading different things. Engine was on the map. ENJ, INJ. Andrew, I think ENJ. Let's see. That's on my back list. Ooh, you got some volatility today. Nice. Yeah, I've got the fib set up on this. Well, you did, didn't you? Yeah. Nice trades. Not bad. Interesting trade. You traded that on ENJ. Nice move. Not bad at all. You did hit that golden pocket, didn't you? And you waded through that. Nice move, brother. Sweet. Sweet, brother. Nice. Nice. You made some cash. Be interested if you held through that. You're gonna. I'll know how much you. If you tell me what you sold at, I'll know how much you're invested in. It's interesting. You made 10% on it, huh? Probably. If you told me you would have made 20, I would just know that you probably. One of two things: either you had, because you would have waded through this and gone back up, or you might have re-hit and played it twice. Close to playing it twice, you didn't. But if you had you tell me where you sold at, it's going to tell me how much you invested. Because people always want to know, what should I sell at? What do you what do people really? What are you investing? What's your investment level? Right? People who are trading heavier amounts of cash have lower thresholds, or a lower threshold for risk. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, we have Dr. Crypto is in here giving us an update on Doge Health. That's nice to see some different people coming up with, Doge Health. Not bad. All right, we have an update on the health of Doge. Great work, Andrew. Congrats, brother. Like to see that. And you brought that up to the group too. It was a great trade for 10%. Not everyone will recognize that. I definitely recognize that. Thanks for bringing that to the group. Excellent job. What's up? Brought it to me, I think. Nicely done. Rough spill out. You just like, I know, man. Like, if you held through that and up through there, I'd be real impressed. That would have been something I would have done. To tell you the truth, you know that too. You're like, yeah. I mean, I would have been like, no, I'm still in it. Oh, now I hit 20%. Now I'm out. And that would be the one move everybody's like, oh my gosh, how are we supposed to hold through that? But you know me too, Andrew. This is why it's funny you brought it to me, I think, because that would be the one move that I would get into and be like, nope, I'm fine. And it would go back up and be like, okay, I'm out. It's like, it's at 20%. I want to, I got that. It's just funny the way that worked out because we get a character to us in terms of understanding things. That 10%, that's very you. That's very, it's nice. It's interesting that you were led to that, or that you focused on that, and that's right in line with your style. Nice move. Excellent job. So we got kind of the pour out, things taking long. We got Matic. We'll take a look at Matic real quickly. Brought up new trade levels. Matic's going to take a minute. Please get down to these lower levels where there's more cash. I look forward to looking at the returns on Matic. It's had some very nicely expressed volatility. I'm hoping that volatility returns. I believe it will. I can see it right now. I'm not going to talk about what it's going to look like, but it's going to look okay. I think you're going to make some cash on it. That is my idea, that you would make some cash on it. Just my idea. The Japanese yen, looking at that. So everything's kind of down. You guys are chasing down your pricing targets. You're getting you're getting into things. That's nice. Int, E, and J, hey, you're off a good majority there. That's a good sign, Andrew. I like to see that. Trias. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is let you guys go. It's been a nice time. We'll try and stream tomorrow afternoon for a while and just get into it and have a good day. I think maybe we'll see some action, right? I mean, it just seems like things are kind of pouring down now. Bitcoin has already started its retracement. It would just be great to see it really move, right? Not just within its own little space, but enough, also to really kind of affect the rest of the market. So I'd love to see this really, really hammer down, right? I would love to see that really hammer down. And it looks like it's starting to think about maybe doing that. If it could a little bit more, that'd be great, right? Just, you see the first lip on the 38.2. We called that out to the group earlier on. Not to everybody, not to YouTube, not to anyone. Just to our backdoor VIP, and that's the top level of membership. It is the best deal out of any channel I have seen, period. I don't understand how people could spend that amount of money and get nothing, but I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting. I guess I could be in, I could be at the beach house, right? I could be chilling and not doing all these pricing targets and everything else. Just, I guess so, just chilling, hire a... I won't talk about anything. But we could do some different things. I'm committed to trying to help you guys master all this stuff and really learn it and have a good time doing it. So, yeah, we will do what we do tomorrow. We'll probably stream for a while and stay plugged in. Appreciate you guys Hey, thanks. I appreciate you subbing and liking. Thanks, Dr. Crypto. We have a great group of traders, just so you know. If you're looking at joining a group of traders, our back room is full of, business professionals, from investment bankers to exchange employees to business owners to just novice investors, engineers, Army, Navy, all kinds of cool people, business owners and just blue-collar workers, really cool people that are looking to, we have 2 pastors. We have, some stay-at-home moms or some go-get-it kind of people too. Let's see. What member number did I fall on London? Good question. What member number? You want the number of that you got in on? The overall number that I have right now is 147. You would be 147. You would be 147, to be specific. And this number on the bottom is not fully accurate. I have to remove some of the base camp unless they go ahead and upgrade. Normally I've been real diligent about that. Last few days I've just kind of let it go. So it's been, we're over 100 for sure, but 147 is your number. So I'm not sure what that means for you. It's a good number, huh? It's right in line, huh? Get out your keypad. It's right in line. Boom, boom, boom. Straight up. So, anyway, you guys have a good night. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about some investments and some other pricing targets. When I send you guys those targets, make sure you plug into that, and we will we'll get all of that together. And look forward to being of service to you guys. And remember, nothing's financial advice. You guys do your own homework. I just do like to be financially accurate, and to the extent that I am. If you make your decisions based on my information, that's cool. But always check your own work. I anticipate you guys are going to do your own Fibonacci's, going to do your own. You work off my targets, but you're going to say, well, I'm going to be more conservative or more aggressive than maybe London is, and that's just the way that's the way the expectations that we have. And and we just look forward to you guys continuing to do well, knocking it out of the park. We're going to be looking forward to the next 24 hours. It's going to be fun. I'd like to see some more red and then some green. So if you're scheduling up your orders at those lower levels, guys, I would anticipate you're going to be experiencing some green. Thanks, Daryl, for shouting out. And for everyone else in the subscriber base or the other crew, you guys are doing a great job. And way to hit it. You guys set up, if you haven't, I have a WEBULL link in the description. If you need to set up a small account, just to start toying around with a stock. We bring up a stock here and there. I'm saying like toy around. Just nothing. Just, might as well here's a little bit of nothing. Just maybe to start playing around with something. You might enjoy it. We would enjoy being able to play around a little bit with it, right? It's a market that closes down, so you might have to spend a little more time with your family. So that'd be okay. Huh? We're happy to have you guys here. Have a great night. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll do a live stream, and we'll talk to you then. Thanks.